Hello and welcome to my February Subathon. I'm Pat Bear. I'm here to possibly build a model kit, possibly build a Lego set, possibly show off some stuff in Fallout 4, possibly sing some songs, possibly drink a terrible beverage. But I'm definitely here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, well, you can just go ahead and lurk. It's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. It's a Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, which is an unusual time, except if you understand one particular thing, which is, if asked, I am in a unique position. Not a lot of people can say this, but if asked, Jeff Gerstmann will end his Friday stream by raiding me. And I ask for that favor only when I am doing something foolish like this. And if you're unfamiliar with what is going to happen today, well, it's the Subathon. I do this twice a year, one time in January or February, depending, and one time on or around my birthday, where I do something that is not my traditional kind of stream in order to hopefully get people who wouldn't normally come by and subscribe, gift a sub, become a subscriber themselves, that kind of thing. I'm going to bring up the big board here. Here is, you know what? I'm going to make this full screen. I'm going to make this full screen so we can look at it nice and big. I'm just going to make it full screen right here. Pat Bear's February Subathon. And you know what? I could even, can I push it? No, I'm not going to worry about that. Pat Bear's February Subathon, which is today, which is right fucking now. If I hit 30 subscribers, that's just 5 from where I'm at this moment, then I will be opening a box of useless trivia cards. You know what? I could do this. I could do this so you can see the sub numbers. There, we'll do that. We're at 25 right now. We're trying to get to 90. At 30 subscribers, I will open up a box of useless trivia cards, and we will talk about some useless trivia for a while. That'll be fun. At 40 subscribers, I will do a Lego build. I've got a small little Lego build. It's Star Wars themed. At 50 subscribers, I will build a Pokemon model kit. Very quick and easy one. A little quick kit, no tools required build. At 60 subscribers, I will do some of my all-time favorite karaoke songs. At 70 subscribers, I will give you a tour of the many mods that I use in Fallout 4, because I went back to playing Fallout 4 partially because I was influenced by people making content about Fallout 4 that I was catching on Instagram, and also because of the TV show. And if we get to 80 subs, I've got 2 nice long Joshi wrestling matches to show you, so you can take a look at some of the best women's wrestling out of Japan happening right now, and you can get a good little introductory to different vibes of great wrestlers. And then at 90 subs, I'm going to drink a full glass of the combination of Dr. Pepper and milk, which is Dr. Pilk. Also, if I hit 90 subs, I promise that in March, I will bring back a much requested project from my past. We'll get rid of this for now. So yeah, the promise of that, the big promise of that is that there is something in my past, a project that is not League of Heels. I'll be clear, not League of Heels. That is often requested, like, oh, would you ever think about bringing that back? Would you ever think of doing that again? I will. On March 17th, which is a Tuesday, on stream, I will do a streaming version of a project that I used to do. But that's only if I get to 90 subscribers. You might wonder, Pat, would you just do it anyway? And the answer to that is no, I wouldn't. Other things that are on this milestone list are things that I will do again. I will just do probably. I will, if we don't get to it, I'll probably do a karaoke stream sometime in February, because it's nice to do a karaoke stream when my folks are not in the house. It's just nice to do that. So maybe I'll do like an hour of singing, not a full hour, like 2 hour stream, but maybe I'll do like a 1 hour stream of singing and then 1 hour of something else. I'll do like a combo, something like that. That's something I could certainly do. So that is certainly an option. Fallout 4. You know, I've been playing it. I've got a good time. I got a lot of stupid mods. Maybe I'll showcase some mods. Some of them are cool. Some of them are silly. Maybe I'll showcase some of the mods that I use in Fallout 4 on a stream at some point. I might do that. I might not, but I might. Haven't fully decided yet, but I think that there is a good chance that I could certainly see myself just doing that anyway. The model kit and Lego set that I have, I'll certainly build those at some point. I bought them to build them. I'd like to do it on stream with all of you here, but I certainly, at any point, could build those things. The useless trivia, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this outside of an easy to get to first goal. Oh, it likes to disappear. The background remover likes to remove it. If I put it here, it should be okay. This box that was a Christmas gift, I don't know. I'll say this, friends. I don't mean to be an asshole. Only a few minutes into the stream. If we don't get the 30 subs, I will be disappointed. I'll say that. I'll tell you. If we don't hit 30 subscribers, I'll be disappointed and annoyed if we don't look at that trivia. I should also say, as we hit the milestones, we'll get to the things we're supposed to do. I will stop everything to drink that terrible combination. Hey, Lord Crashington, if we get to 90 and I haven't sang songs or I haven't looked at Fallout 4 yet, or I'm in the middle of singing songs, I will stop what I'm doing to go get a terrible beverage. That is my promise to you. I do promise that I will do that. I will also do everything on the list. So I will drink a terrible beverage. Nothing will be postponed. The only thing that gets postponed, we'll do one more look at this for now, and then we'll get into something, is, yeah, everybody, the project I'm bringing back, I'm not doing today if it unlocks, right? Like, that's a March thing. I made that very clear. Specifically, that is a March project. And I say that only because I don't want to disappoint someone if I reveal what it is and you're like, oh, cool, you're doing that now? No. Because that's going to require work that I haven't. I'll tell you this right now, friends. I'm not doing that work if I don't hit 90. That's a lot of fucking work. This project, which I'm fully teasing, the project that I would bring back, is an unbelievable amount of work that I don't want to do if I don't have to. Much like, if I don't hit my goal of 90 subscribers today, I will not drink Dr. Pepper and milk just because. That will become my birthday subathon goal. I think that, I assume that makes a little sense. Last week says I might. Well, yeah. I mean, if somebody else wants to drink the bad beverage on their own, they certainly can. They don't have to. But I don't want to. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go into here. Okay, we're ready to go on that. That's good. I can minimize that. All right, we'll get into our first thing. I'm going to update the category here, and we're going to go into Hearthstone. We're going to start with some Hearthstone. I've got a couple fun decks. Weirdly enough, I've got a couple decks that I like that are in Standard, which is not necessarily how I play. I often play in Wild, but we're going to start with a fun Wild deck. We'll take a look at some decks here. I've got 3 decks that I enjoy right now. And we'll take a look at those. Got my deck tracker loaded up. I'm going to wait for this to actually load up because sometimes Hearthstone takes a little while, no matter how good my computer is. Sometimes Hearthstone takes a second. Lord Crashington, has been on quite the stream streak. That's pretty cool, Lord Crashton. All right. We're loading into Battle.net. We're getting Battle.net, Battle.net. Getting that ready. Come on. Come on. There it goes. Connecting to Hearthstone. Come on. Okay, here we go. Great. All right. Let's hit up my collection, and I could talk to you about some of the decks we got going today here. Come on. There we go. All right. So the first deck we'll be looking at is a Reform deck. This deck I really love. So here's the deal. We got this friend right here named Timeless Reform. There's the Time Thief Reform, I should say. Sorry, Time Thief Reform. Time Thief is a fabled, which is if you put this card in your deck, other cards automatically get put in your deck, which you don't have to own. In this case, it's a bunch of other Reforms. So the idea is your deck size is 40, but has 10 Reforms. Battle Cry. If you played the rest, destroy the enemy hero. So the idea is you have 40 cards in your deck, but 10 of them are the Reforms. And if you play all of these Reforms, and then on a Battle Cry, play Time Thief Reform, you win. And by play, I mean out of your hand onto the board. So you got to play them from your hand. Most of them have Battle Cries. Some of them, if you they do things to the board. Some of them require you to have another Reform in your hand. Some of them draw them, make them bigger, discover one, make your opponent's minions, make them cost less. And you can do this in a 40-card deck without much of a problem. But if you already have a 40-card deck, you might as well play it in Wild and have Prince Renethal, where your deck size is 40, which is already the case, and your starting health is 40. So you get yourself 10 more health. Now, here's the reason why this deck actually wins me games. You're going to do there's a card combo that will make this deck work. The first is you want to play either Wormrest Purifier, which transforms all the neutral cards in your deck into random cards from your class. Hey, Jeff Gersman just did a big old raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're just about to play a little bit of Hearthstone right now. We're going to get into some Hearthstone. We'll jump back into it in a moment. But basically, here's the idea for this deck. You play this. You play a couple cards that change everything in your deck, which is fun. And then you play Steam Cleaner, which gets rid of all those dumb cards. All those dumb cards you had in your deck, forget that. Those don't exist anymore. And all you're left with is all your Reforms. And this one card that can discover your Reforms from your deck. And then you kind of just win. I mean, sometimes you get beat. It doesn't work. But a lot of times you just win. And it's pretty fun. Thank you for the follow, Viscount. We'll get into all of the Hearthstone stuff, but right now, we'll get back into it. Right now, I do need to talk about why I'm here. Again, thank you very much, Jeff, for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Everybody coming in. I hope the end of the science was solid, and you had a good time with the NES games ranking. I'm Pat Bear, if you don't know. I built model kits and Lego sets, and I do other stuff. This is a subathon. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it very much. What's the subathon, Pat? Well, it is my attempt to get a high number of subscribers. I do it twice a year, usually on my birthday, usually around this time of year, January, February. And I'm just trying to hit 90 subscribers. And there is a goal. There are milestones. I'm going to now show you the big milestone board so you can see it. We're currently at 26 subscribers, which is rad. If we hit 30 subscribers, then I show off some useless trivia cards that I have in my possession. If we hit 40 subscribers, then I'll do a Lego build. At 50 subscribers, a Pokemon build. These are quick little builds. They'll be fun. At 60 subscribers, I'm going to do some karaoke. Some of my all-time favorite karaoke songs. A wide variety. Is there a ska song in there? You bet your ass there's a ska song in there. At 70 subscribers, I'm going to show off a tour of the many mods I use in Fallout 4. Because I got back into Fallout 4 during the Christmas break. At 80 subscribers, a spotlight on some Joshi wrestling, some Japanese women's wrestling, 2 awesome matches to just show the depth of talent that's out there right now. And at 90 subscribers, I will drink a full glass of a combination of Dr. Pepper and milk, which I will not enjoy, called Dr. Pilk. And also, if I hit 90, in March, I will bring back a much requested project that I have been teasing. It is not League of Heels. I'm not bringing back League of Heels. I'm just going to tell you that. I had to get ahead of that because I don't want people to get their hopes up. That would not be something that I could just bring back on my own. And also, let's be real. If we were going to do League of Heels again, it would be at a convention with a lot of people, and it would be so much work. It would be so much work. But we would do it at a convention. We wouldn't do it on twitch.tv/PatBear. So I'm at 26 subs. My first goal is 30. My main goal is 90. Marino says, I don't even know the FTP login anymore. Yeah, I did start a Blue Sky account for League of Heels, but that was just a placeholder, so no one else took it, really. But that's about it. So I got some things planned. Like I said, we got some things going. We're gonna play some games of Hearthstone just to hang out while we're trying to see what's going on. Yeah. So if you want to subscribe, you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, I will say this: if we hit 90, I stop what I'm doing to drink the terrible concoction. But otherwise, we'll play some Hearthstone. We hit 30, we'll wrap up some Hearthstone. We might go back to it later. But we play it by ear, but I will stop whatever the hell I'm doing to drink that terrible concoction. As we get a game going, because we're gonna play this deck because I like this deck. So we'll get some wild Hearthstone going here. I gotta switch to wild. Oh, I'm in wild for some reform business. While we play some Hearthstone, I will just tell you that I have drank. On these very streams, Diet Pepsi and milk, which was not great, but it was fine. Mountain Dew and milk, which I liked, and I don't like that I liked it, but I did enjoy it. And then Monster Energy and Monster Milk, which I hated. It was the worst. It kind of curdled a bit. All right, so what do we want to save in this hand? We'll save this Reform because it's cheap and we can play it. This we need Envoy of the Glade. It's one of the 4 cards in our deck that does what we need to do. We are hunting for either Steam Cleaner or the card that can draw Steam Cleaner. We didn't get either of those. Oh, we just got a bunch of subs for Lysandus. Thank you so much, Lysandus. That's 10 gifted subs. I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna throw this in. We're at 36. Thank you so much for that, Lysandus. Welcome all of the gifted subs. Enjoy. Lysandus is getting us started. That's very kind of you, Lysandus. Appreciate it very much. We'll let this coin that. Yeah, let's coin that. Let's just start getting the draw train going. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Lysandus. We'll play a couple games of Hearthstone. And we just got a bunch more gifted subs. That's 5 more gifted subs from an anonymous gifter. Thank you so much to the anonymous gifter for that. That's very kind of you. That's awesome. We're now at 41 subscribers, which means we're going to do some Hearthstone, and then we're going to look at some useless trivia cards, and then we're going to build a little Lego set, a Star Wars Lego set. We'll do this because our opponent is Murloc. This is a deck that could wipe the floor with us and really make us suffer. Because our opponent is gonna build a big board of Murlocs that just keep getting stronger and stronger. It's bad news for us. Not ideal. But thank you everybody for the gifted subs. That means so much. I appreciate you very, very much for that. But yeah, we'll get some stuff in after we do some Hearthstone it. All right, so if you cast a spell while holding, discover a card from your deck. Let's discover a card. Steam Cleaner. We needed it. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. So we can't play Glade until we have the Steam Cleaner because it'll get rid of the Steam Cleaner. Steam Cleaner is a neutral card. It is not is not a Warlock card. So we need to play this on here. We are going to get rid of that card, which is neat, when we play Steam Cleaner in 2 turns. So that's nice. All right, so we're going to play this. This is now useless. All of this information is inaccurate. None of that helps us. We'll just kind of play into the board here. But when we play Steam Cleaner, every card in our deck that didn't start in our deck is gone. And now our deck is really thin, and we're just going to have a ton of Reforms, which is nice. And we can even draw some Reforms, which we probably don't need to do too much, but it'll be okay. This is now dead because we don't have a weapon in our deck anymore. All right. Okay. So now we're going to play this. And then our opponent loses the card they put in their deck. And then we lose all of these cards. And our deck is now 10 cards. Our deck is all now Reforms and Cursed Catacombs, which draws our Reforms. And the ETC is gone. We don't have to worry about that. We do have some ways to draw cards if we're not getting lucky with Reforms that we can play, because there are expensive Reforms, and we don't have a lot of mana. We do have this. If we have another Reform in our hand on turn 7, we can get 2 9/9s with Taunt, which is just excellent. That's just fucking rad. Next turn, we can, at very least, we can play Nightmare. If we can't play what we top deck, it's also okay. Our opponent is making a big board. There is one card that if we top deck this card would be fucking awesome to top deck, but I don't think we're going to get it, which is Calamitous Reform would be unbelievably solid for us right now because it would clear their board. It would be super cool. I don't think we're going to find it because it's a 1 in 10. It's a 3 in 10, I guess, because Cursed Catacombs, but... Okay, we got a Cursed Catacombs. Let's see. This is the Reform we wanted. Hell yeah. This is the Reform we want. Deal 6 damage to all minions that aren't Reform, which includes Steam Cleaner, which is fine. Perfect. This is what we want. Now, if our opponent was just playing a straight-up Murloc deck, they would be crushing us. But they're not playing a straight-up Murloc deck, so we're doing pretty okay. We don't have a Reform in our hand to make 2 copies of this. So if we don't have a Reform, we're going to top deck a Reform, so we can definitely play this on the next turn. We'll see what we're going to do. Lastbrook just gifted 2 subs. Thank you so much, Lastbrook. I appreciate that very much. We're now at 43 on our goal to 90. That's rad. That's so awesome. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. All right. Our opponent is making big Murlocs, which, that's what their deck is supposed to do. All right. So this is eventually we can play with other Reforms. This is a good turn for us. Now our opponent needs to get through 3 9/9s with Taunt, and we have 35 health. There is a Reform. War Chief Reform will give us 5 armor, and if we have another Reform in our hand, which we do, it will give us 10 armor. So that's also going to help keep us alive. But as you can see, our opponent is starting to make big, dumb Murlocs, and that's bad for us. Yeah, they're just making big old Murlocs. We don't care if they heal up. Their health total is not important to us. But okay, this was probably the one Reform we didn't want to pull because we can't really do anything with it. Let's discover a cheap Reform to play here. Tiny Reform. We can't play that. We can play Tiny Reform. We get a 2 copy of it. We don't want to do this because it puts it on top of our deck. Oh, this battle cry going off twice is pretty good, but then we don't have a Rafam to play this turn, and we need to be playing Rafams. So we'll play Tiny Rafam, which is going to give us another Tiny Rafam, which doesn't matter. And then we can play this, which means we can also play this for free. What a great turn. That is a very silly turn that we just did here. And we'll just do that. I don't care about your health. We did all of that with 8 mana. That's a lot of goddamn nonsense with 8 mana. We don't have any board clears left. We don't have any taunts left. I don't think that's going to make any sense to play. We are hoping that we draw War Chief Rafam or Explorer Rafam. I guess Archmage Rafam would also be good. I don't care if they have a bunch of 1/1s. So basically, everything in our deck is good to draw in the top deck, which is a lovely place to be in. Oh, God, please, please, please. Yeah, yes, okay. Thank fucking God. All right. Mutanus could have eaten a Rafam, which would make... Hey, guess what, folks? If Time Thief Rafam goes away, game over. We're done. If that's gone, we're just out of luck. We can do this. And play that. Okay, so next turn, we have to play War Chief Rafam and Explorer Rafam on the same turn. And then the turn after that, we have to play Time Thief, and we win. We win in 2 turns if we can survive. Which we should be able to survive. With 35, where we're going to get 10 armor. We're getting 10 armor. So with 10 armor, we should be able to survive this. And what we don't want to do is, we don't want to play any other card that might... I don't think our opponent has anything else they could pull that is going to fuck with us. We should be okay. So we're going to play this. We're now at 35 health and 10 armor, so we got 45 to play with. There's nothing to draw. That's fine. We'll just hit him in the face. Now, our opponent needs to do something to this card in our hand or do 45 damage. I don't think they have a way to do that right now. Paladin does have like at least one other card that can mess with us, but they don't seem to have it in their hands. So we win, which is nice. Because that's going to do, yeah, let's go to 12. All right, yeah, they still have to do 33. We take some damage here because they're going to make us draw fatigue damage. Winning is good, Fish. You're right. And now we play the Fabled card, and we win. We beat a Murloc deck that had 40 health, which is cool. I'm very happy with that. That is not a thing that this deck does not do well against big boards that just keep getting stronger and stronger. It has 1 board clear and 1 taunt in it. So, I mean, hopefully your taunt is 2 taunts, but still. Yeah, that's how that deck is supposed to work. Let's see. Now, what should I do here? Should we go? We can go and play a little bit more. You know what? Yeah. I think because there are still a lot of you here, and we did get a flurry of gifted subs. We'll come back and play a little Hearthstone in a bit because the Hearthstone will always be here for us. Because it is a thing that I can always come back to and play a little more of. So we will. I got to get the camera ready here. Let's look at the board here. We've got some things unlocked, which is incredible. Thank you all very much for everybody that gifted a sub or is just hanging out. That you got the hype train going, which is rad. So I guess I don't need this image to be this big anymore. We'll kind of like put it here. We'll shove it over there. There, that's fine. We've unlocked opening a box of useless trivia cards, and we've unlocked a Lego build. So we can talk about that. Let's go to the main feed here. I got to zoom in. There we go, and we'll adjust that. We're zoomed in. Again, we're at 43 out of 90. There's that number there. Okay. We'll make that, put that there. Just making sure I have it. The Lego build, which we will do in a bit, I'll just let you know, it's a little Y-Wing. It's a 99-piece Lego set. I would get done with this. This would not take a single solitary moment of a stream. I got to change the category. I'm trying to keep up on that so that people can find the stuff they're looking for later in the VOD. If the VOD doesn't get fully muted for the karaoke songs that we could get to. Are we going to get to those karaoke songs? I don't know. We could. We could get to 60 subs. We could. We're only 7 away from a cute model kit build. But yeah, we will do the Y-Wing at some point. This thing here. I'm just letting you know. That's what we're going to be building. It's a cute little thing. It's a fun little one. It's, what is it? Yeah, it's Captain Rex's Y-Wing. It's a micro fighter. A cute little Lego build. All right, so I got a few things from my cousins, my cousin Paul and his wife and their kids. A blue Y-Wing is weird to you. I understand, Lashbrook, but yeah, it's a special Y-Wing. So my cousin, who is like a couple years older than me, doesn't know what his family should get me for Christmas. They don't have to get me anything. Let's be honest and real. It's lovely that they think of me. They don't have to. So his kids pick out gifts for me. And this year they got me a little bonsai tree, which is lovely. That's been very nice. And I would even call it therapeutic. And also delightfully useless trivia cards. And I was like, am I going to use this on stream? I guess I am. And I didn't know in what context. Here's the goddamn context. So we got some trivia cards here. I'll just pull out one and we could take a look at it. There's a game, I guess, where you get the category and then there's a question and it's just trivia. Somebody just made a bunch of trivia cards. These are 200 entertaining questions grouped into the most misleading categories imaginable. So this is called Air Bud, but it's not about the movie Air Bud. It's about a movie that has flight in it, the air part. Quoting the film Top Gun at the Real Naval Academy School results in what? A $5 fine. And it's like, all of these feel somewhat reasonable. Like dishonorable discharge, a $5 fine, weekend detention, 500 push-ups. The push-ups one is probably, I don't know. Maybe at the Naval Academy, they're constantly making you do goddamn push-ups all the time anyway. So that's it. It's fucking trivia cards, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's really all it is. Little Bo Peep is the category. The question is, from 1997 to 2012 alone, Lil Wayne was featured as a guest artist on how many different songs? And the answer is 597. All of those are too many, which I like. So again, I give appreciation. All of these numbers are too high. That's too many guest songs in a, well, I mean, you know, 97 to 2012. I guess that is a lot of years, but 597 is a lot, is just really high. 55 maybe would feel like not that much. Again, you know, you see the category, you don't know the song. You don't know what. So like 99 Problems. Is this a Jay-Z question? Questions about anything other than female dogs. Because a bitch ain't one. Gotcha. What was the original name for the band Van Halen? Rat Salad. Daft Leppard. Van Helsing on a Friday. So the original name for Van Halen was Rat Salad. Yeah, all right. I feel like I would have gotten that one correct. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I would have really beefed it on that one. I don't know. Let's do Jack in the Box. I'm going to read this one. I'm not going to show this one. Questions about famous Jacks who are now dead. Get it? What was American novelist Jack Kerouac's childhood nickname? Does anyone know the childhood nickname of Jack Kerouac? Was it Wacko Jack, Memory Babe, Jack Rabbit, or Carrie? Jack Kerouac, was he called Carrie? Was he called Jack Rabbit, Memory Babe, or Wacko Jack? Anybody want to give their thoughts on that? Again, delightfully useless trivia. Delightful, I feel is, I feel like delightful is a stretch. They are useless trivia facts. All right, well, we've gotten Jack Rabbit and Wacko Jack. I'm going to reveal the answer. It's Memory Babe. The answer is Memory Babe. Like Carrie, I guess. Now, does this offer context, an explanation, any additional details? Fuck no, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything. Also, there are rules if you want to play this as a game, which feels like somebody told them they had to include rules, because why would you need rules? And they're even like, what's the objective? To answer the questions correctly. You know, at least they're having fun with it. But like this pamphlet, casual mode is get drinks and sit around with your friends. Now randomly read a card and let everyone yell out answers as loudly as possible and as passionately as their current level of intoxication allows. I could see a case for having this on a coffee table, right? Maybe it's a game night and you're not ready to dive into a complicated thing. You just want to have these. Will I have this available? Yes. It is currently on stream right now, not something that you can use channel points for me to pull from. That is currently not a thing. However, in the future, there will be, as of Monday, there will be a thing where you can use your channel points to have me read one of these cards. And if I pull a card that I remember reading previously, then okay. Like, John just used channel points for me to hit this note, or this button, which says, it's just the yeah button. It's 25,000 channel points for me to just hit a button that says yeah. But there will be a trivia button, and I will go through the trivia. It didn't guess. It's like, oh, I'm muted there. Sorry, I muted the background. You didn't hear a guess. Sorry, Lace Anderson Lasbrook, letting me know that I was muted on that audio, so you didn't hear the yeah. Yeah. There's the yeah for you. Also, Lord Crashing wants me at the dance button, which I will in just a second. I'll just say that if I come across a trivia card in here that I have read before, I'll just read it again. And when I get through all 200 in part, okay, you went back in the VOD, didn't hear it either. Yeah, John, yes, I had something muted. It was on my fault. It was my fault. It was on my end. I messed up and had it muted. That's why you didn't hear any audio there. It was not a blip. But yeah, so now I have 200 trivia cards that, starting on Monday, people can just make me do. If you're asking, why isn't that right now? It's because I didn't want to do it for today. So what's the dance button, Pat? You might be asking yourself, what's going on? This is the perfect level of trivia because nobody knows most of it and they won't get embarrassed for not knowing common knowledge. Yes. Like, if you're just like, I didn't know Lil Wayne guessed it on people's songs all that often. It's like, yeah, You wouldn't be expected to know that over 500 songs, 587, you wouldn't be expected to know that. You wouldn't be expected to know Jack Kerouac's childhood nickname. It's fine. You might know about the Navy thing for Top Gun. $5 fine. You might be asking yourself, Pat, what's the dance button? What does that fucking mean? So I have channel points people can use. They collect for watching the streams. And one of them is they can press a button and I will dance a little bit. And music will play. And that music is royalty-free music that I, in this case, have grabbed from YouTube's library of music you can just put in your videos. And every month there's a new song. And here's this song. Thanks for using your channel points for this, the dance button. I'm in a chair with wheels. I can only dance so much, really. The real thing is that all of the buttons are pretty silly and pretty much useless. They all exist just because they're there. They're things that could happen, that do happen. Me drinking water, me answering a question. I'm already going to answer a question. Me doing a little dance. Yeah, sure, fine. Me pressing a button that says, yeah. Yeah, sure. We're moving on because we hit 40 subs. We're at 43 subs right now. We are on our way to doing a model kit, a cute model kit, which I'm excited about. But right now, let's build a fun little Lego set. Let's get the Y-Wing up here. This is a 99-piece Lego set. This is like the smallest thing you will ever see me build on stream. It does come in 2 bags, which I think is funny for such a small thing. And accessories here. So we got some other things going there. We do have our instruction booklet. I don't think we'll need it, but we do have our brick separator. You need this for Lego. Gotta have that brick separator. It is an essential piece of tooling here. It's just necessary. But yes, we got numbers here, and then we do have a little bit of cloth. As you can see here, got one little bit of cloth here, which is fun to have. That'll go on our kit there. And again, I do have the tool of the trade here, which is the brick separator. Brick separator, very important for stuff like this. You need it. Now, do I think that this is a waste of cardboard? Yes. I will always think this is too much cardboard for something like this. It's just too much cardboard. I think it's unnecessary, but I'm kind of used to it now. Not every Lego set has moved to paper bags, but a lot of them have, and I think that's awesome. I love that a large portion in the future now are being done in paper bags instead of plastic bags. I think that is fantastic. Also, check to see if you Lego the Lego refurbishing, Lego replay. If where you are in the world, if you are if you can donate your Lego, if you have a bunch of Lego sitting around and you want to donate that, you can. It is very easy to do that. I highly recommend Lego Replay. I have like 2 boxes of Lego right now ready to go out. I just need to go and do that. I'll do that probably in March. But yeah, that is what if you're wondering what I do with the Lego that I don't end up, that I don't decide to keep and just have around, that Lego does get sent to Lego Replay, where they sort, clean, and then put Lego in the hands of people that need a little bit of assistance, that could use it. I also should just say that occasionally I resell a Lego set that I've built on stream as a used set. Occasionally, if I think it's going to be a big ticket item that is like, oh yeah, that's gonna do good. Like, have I resold the Lego the Lego Game Boy? No. Will I someday possibly resell the Lego Game Boy? Yeah, I might resell it. It's a really phenomenal piece of kit. And I would like to have that. This is pretty cool. You don't see a lot of guns in Lego for very good reasons. I still need to build Lego Game Boy. Oh, John. It's one of the best Lego sets I've ever built. It was my favorite Lego of 2020 that I built in 2025. It's one of the best. It's certainly top 10. You don't see a lot of Lego guns. This is a blaster, so that is rare. I do have a where is I do have a third-party gun that works with Lego with minifigs that I gave to Shadow the Hedgehog, because the idea of Shadow the Hedgehog having a gun is very funny to me. It's just accurate. So Shadow the Hedgehog does have a gun. And now I guess I could give Kid Luffy a gun, because I probably don't need both of these. Maybe I need both of these, but eventually I could give Kid Luffy a gun, which just seems also like a problem, but a fun problem, a blaster, and give Kid Luffy a blaster if I wanted to. Am I going to do that? Probably not. Unfortunately, I can't give this Donkey Kong a gun, because these hands aren't going to fit. Like, that's not good. Oh, wait. Never mind. I can. Never fucking mind. Hold the phone. I can sort of give Donkey Kong a gun. I mean, sometimes what I do on stream, you can describe as unpredictable. I am somewhat of a predictable person when it comes to the kinds of streams that I do. But every once in a while, I can surprise you with something that is not what you were expecting to see on a Pat Bear stream, which is, of all the things I expected to do today, putting a blaster in the hands of Donkey Kong was not on the list. I have to imagine it wasn't on your list either. I'm just separating by color here just to make my life a little easier. It just makes things so much easier to find things. If I'm like, okay, I need a white piece of, obviously not a lot of Lego here. This isn't going to be a long build, but it'll be easy to get what we need out of it. And we'll get blue over here. Just separating by color, making my life a little easier. Because then I can be like, oh, it's a gray piece. There's not a lot of them, but it'll go here. It's dark gray, and I'm going to keep that as far away from light gray as possible, just for my eyes. And then we get some leftover colors so we don't have anything of. Nice and easy. I assume we're starting by building our friend here. Our captain. We'll get our captain built together here. Yep, there it is. Oh, and I need one of these things from this bag. I'll put this down here just to make my life easier. But yeah, so we're just going to do a little bit of a Lego build. Nothing crazy. So we'll get our captain here. Going, we'll get like that. That goes over like that. Oops. Sometimes these cape things are a little hard to put on. We don't have, sometimes minifigs will have multiple faces. This one does not. So this is just our captain here, making it happen. And then we do need to open up this bag here for some extra things, the non-numbered bag. And we will pull out this piece here for the helmet. Goes there. Communication piece here. Oops. Come on. Come on. Well. Come on. There it is. I don't think that fits particularly great, but whatever. And then we can put the helmet on there. And then give him two guns. The two blasters, I should say. Sorry. Blasters. We got to be clear. We'll give Captain Key here two blasters, and then we'll build the little Y-Wing, the little micro fighter Y-Wing, which is, again, obviously not to scale of a Y-Wing. It is just, because it's the micro fighter, it is just a fun little bit of business. We'll get that going. We need our light gray here. And we're gonna build some Lego. I am for folks that have not been to a Pat Bear's building stream before, that don't know, I am someone that does the brick separation. I like to have things somewhat organized. I like doing stuff like this here, where if I have like 7 or 8 of these, I'll just stack them like this. It just makes my life easier to find, and also takes up less room. So I'll do something like this, a variation of the knolling procedure. You can see there. Which is a equipment thing where people like to put everything out and kind of organize, and that way you can see everything that you have in front of you, and get what you need quicker because you don't have to worry about digging. Some people will just dump on their build surface. So they'll just open a bag. Maybe they would open both bags. I got bag 2 here. I could have opened up 2 bags if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. Some people open up that. They will do the thing where they have like a bag or a bowl full of the parts, which I've always found to be like, all right, yeah, sure. I don't like the bowl method because then you're just digging through the bowl most of the time trying to find something. Now, we are running into the problem where this instruction booklet likes to fold up on itself for a while, but eventually it'll stop doing that because we'll be so far in the pages that it won't matter. We're also not going to be taking too long to build this thing. Same thing. This should be a pretty straightforward build. We're just building a cute little version of a Y-Wing, a non-canon version of the Y-Wing. Just having fun with it. I think so. On the one hand, friends, you are paying the Star Wars tax to buy a Star Wars Lego set, right? 99 pieces, you're paying more than you would for 99 pieces for Lego Dreams or Lego Friends or Lego City, right? If you're building something like that, a brand that Lego owns, a sub-brand that Lego owns, you're not spending as much as you would to buy something with the Star Wars license. Or anything, Marvel, DC, and anything. Overwatch, when they did the Overwatch Lego, One Piece. If you are buying something like that, you are paying more. But a 99-piece Lego set, even something like this for Star Wars, this is maybe a good place to start with if you are thinking about getting into Lego for the first time or getting back into Lego. I will say this. Buying a 1,000-piece set, buying like the Going Merry from One Piece because you're like, oh man, I used to love Lego. I would say don't do that. Don't buy a very expensive a Lego set to find out you actually just, your nostalgia for Lego isn't as big as you thought it was, right? Something small to be like, oh, you know what? That was like 45 minutes. I had music on. There was an album I wanted to check in. I had just a video playing on YouTube or a podcast, and I finished a little Lego set, and I took a photo of it and put it on Instagram, shared it in a Discord of like stuff I'm doing, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could do that more. I think a few people found that out in the pandemic that thought Lego might be the thing. And then they were like, actually, no. And that's fair. Also, if you have a bunch of Lego sets that you are expensive Lego sets that are just sitting there waiting, you could also consider Facebook Marketplace or eBay, or getting an Amazon business thing going and shipping those off. You could do that as well. I am someone that has a backlog of model kits and Lego sets, but that's because on Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays, not tomorrow, take tomorrow off, I build model kits and Lego sets and brick kits of all kinds on stream. So, like that for me, it makes sense for me to have a bunch of model kits and Lego sets that I'm waiting to build. For you, if it's just a leisure activity, then maybe you don't have to have all that stuff if you're like, I'm never going to build any of this and it's taking up room. I'll say this. If you got into Gunpla 5 years ago, that shit will sell. Whatever you have. If you have a store near you, they will buy your kits that you bought that you are not using. You might turn a profit on a couple of them. You might not turn a profit on some of them. But like, there is a demand. You might not be aware of this, but you definitely can understand this. Tariffs have been bad for people that import things. Now, Bandai is taking a hit. Bandai is taking a hit on tariffs to America for stores, for places that buy stuff to distribute them. So your big stores are being helped out by Bandai. Will that continue forever? Probably not. Does that also apply to you were just going to buy something for somebody who's selling it on Amazon or eBay? No. Those folks also have to eat some costs they weren't eating previously, and they are passing those costs on to you, which makes sense. It just makes sense. That's going to happen. So Lego and model kit stuff is a more expensive hobby than it was 5 years ago. That's just the fact of the matter. When I started doing this in the 2010s, I think I was spending $20 on old kits, 25 to 30 on new kits. Now it's 25 to 30 on old kits, and 30 to 35 to 40 on new kits. Some new kits that are big, lots of parts, real grades are coming in at $50. Master grades, first of all, they don't make master grades much anymore, which I totally understand. It makes sense. Those are coming in. Like, there was one master grade for Witch from Mercury, which was an international hit. I have to make that clear. Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury was a huge hit. Internationally, a big fucking deal. They made one master grade for that show. They could have made more. They didn't, because the demand, they just don't see it for that. And the cost. And now it'd be even higher than it was a couple years ago when it made sense for them to wait on it. When they didn't do it. It's like, as far as I know, G-Quux has not had any master grades announced. They've had some high grades, and they've come out slowly. As far as I know, there is not an announcement of the next Gundam thing is Hathaway, is the next movie. And then there's a live action that will theoretically come out at some point. I never count on live actions. There's been a big success for live action stuff pretty recently. It's theoretically possible that a live action Gundam could be a big deal, but like, I am skeptical of a live action Gundam series being something that really takes off, mainly just because of the cost. Not talent involved, nothing like that. Just the cost of doing business on an expensive thing like that. I'm like, I just don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could see, I don't know. But yeah, it is getting into model kit building it's an expensive hobby. It's not fucking Warhammer expensive. It's not little guys. If you're getting into buying lots and lots of little guys to paint your little guys, that shit is crazy. At the end of Warhammer, theoretically, you play a game. So there is a theoretical place where it makes sense that it is a huge time commitment, but then at the end of it, oh shit, but then I get to do a cool thing. It's just that it doesn't always lead to that cool thing happening. I have known people that like never played Warhammer. They just painted, they loved painting their little guys, and so they painted their little guys, and that was their thing. But I would say generally, you want to play the game part of it, but that is an expensive hobby. So model kit building, pretty pricey, very fun though. If you are looking for brick kits, there are, I can tell you I have some experience buying brick kits that are not Lego. Lego is the best. No one is doing it better than Lego. Below that is Mega. Mega is owned by Hasbro, as is Mattel. Mattel did a very small line of brick kits last year that were related to cars. Literally, because they have Hot Wheels as well, I bought the brick kit version of this car, and it came with the Hot Wheel, which is a cool fucking thing. I think they made like 3 or 4 of them last year to try out the line. It's the same quality as Mega because it's the same manufacturing. They're just rebranding it to Mattel, Mattel Brick Shop. It coming with a Hot Wheel is a cool thing that is like, oh, that's just a smart, neat idea. When it comes right down to it, I think Mega are mostly fine. They are mostly a totally fine thing. I think you'll have a good time building something that is Mega branded. I will definitely say this: if you haven't done a lot of brick building in a while, and the thing that got you was the announcement of Lego Pokemon coming. If you were like, man, I haven't built Lego since I was a kid, and I have the nostalgia, but I don't really have the desire. But that Pokemon stuff, that hit me right. Take a look. Just get on Amazon. Go to look up Mega's website. Go to a gallery. Just look at some Mega Pokemon stuff because it's good. They do a great job, and it's reasonably priced. They have a few that are like, there's a Mega Pokedex. They've done a couple of Pokedexes that come with little lenticular cards that were like, you can swap in and out. The Pokedex ones are really clever and really cool, and they open and close properly. And then the actual sets, you can get like small little ones of a bunch of tiny ones. You can get the evolutions of a Pokemon. I would say take a look at that before you spend all the money you're going to spend on, let's be honest, from the renders, stuff that doesn't look much better, especially for the price. To me, it just doesn't look much better, what they've shown of the Lego. Now, in person, it could be different, but of what they've shown, it didn't hit me going like, oh, that's definitely worth how much fucking more money they are going to charge you for getting for paying the Lego tax. That's just my opinion on it. But yeah, if Mega is top tier, and again, I put Mattel up there. McFarlane Toys, I don't believe they're still doing it, but they're still out there. McFarlane Toys tried to do brick, and all of them are terrible. I have done, I think, 3 or 4. I've only done 1 on stream, but they're all really shitty. So I would say if you find those cheap, maybe get one. But those were bad news, and I was not pleased with that. The price or quality. I think I got them on sale, and I was still like, ugh. These aren't good. Let's see if there's anything else. And then there's the no-names. I have built some no-names. The no-names are how Shadow has a gun, because I built an A-Team van. The no-names on Amazon are going to have names, company names you've never heard of, where the image is going to have a name of a company that might not be the company that is the name on the Amazon listing. And they are going to be bad. They're going to feel the actual pieces are going to feel bad. There is going to be a flimsiness almost to them of like the long pieces, and it's not going to feel good to hold them. You are going to be able to build stuff you can't in Lego, like the A-Team van that had chock full of guns. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to be a thing. I built, I think that eventually they'll probably do that, but I built the DeLorean the time car, like it was literally called a time car. I built the time car. It was the DeLorean from Back to the Future. It was Back to the Past time car. I built that. I'll tell you what, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. Those are going to be pricier than they used to be just because of the world we currently live in. But those are still going to be like not bad if you can find them for a song or on sale. I would say don't get the micro ones, the ones that are nano knockoffs, because the nano knockoffs, the sizing, this is what I've heard. I don't have personal experience with the knockoffs, but apparently the nano knockoffs are really bad because they're so small that they're not getting the allowances correct on those. So I would say if it says works with nano and it isn't a nano, maybe don't get that. I don't love the nanos anyway, but definitely I would say steer clear of that. But other stuff, I think it's worth it. I have not bought any knockoff Lego stuff, like stuff that isn't Lego, but is trying to tell you it's Lego from like Temu. I haven't done any of that. Folks that are here active know that I did build a knockoff model kit I got from Temu or AliExpress. You can still find like used kits on AliExpress sometimes, but more likely Yahoo Auctions are going to have Yahoo Auctions Japan are going to have the knockoffs, not the knockoffs, but the used kits you're looking for. But if you want knockoff kits, so I bought an $8 model kit of a kit that is out of stock, that is $30, but you cannot find it. Like big stores, it was 30. They had pages for $30 for a reissue of this Death Scythe Hell custom from Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. You could not find it in big stores like Gundam Planet, USA Gundam Store, those big chains. They didn't have it in stock. I found it on Amazon for $90. This is an original. This is the reprint of the original. So I was like, I had this coupon where I was getting a big discount on stuff on Temu, and instead of having to hit a minimum of $25 for free shipping from something from China, it was like $10 minimum. So I got that and one other piece of junk to get me to $11. So the kit was $8 plus the junk and whatever. I spent a grand total of $11 for this kit. And it was like, I'm going to get one of a couple things from this. One, a bootleg. This is going to be a bootleg. No matter what, this is going to be a bootleg of this kit. The other idea was that it could have been the actual model kit. Could have just been the actual model kit. Highly unlikely. More likely than that, it could have been an actual model kit that had been built, because all of the photos for this listing were completed model kits. They weren't renders of the image. They were completed model kits. So I was like, this might be a real model kit that just is built, and I might just get a used model kit for $8. Or it could have been nothing, and I wouldn't gotten anything. It turned out to be a bootleg. It wasn't like a third-party company, because there are third-party companies out there that do make model kits, and sometimes they make model kits that are knockoffs of real kits. This was, they got an old like sprues. They got the old sprues, the old like foundations of the kit. The box was stapled. If you buy a kit, the only box I have in my hand here, you know what? I'll spoil. We need 7 more subscribers to build this. We want to build this Rowlet, this Bandai Rowlet quick build. It's very cute. I don't have to use any tools. I'm going to get a fun little Rowlet. I'm excited to build that. 7 more subscribers, and when we finish the Lego, we go right into building this. Just putting it out there. 7 more subscribers. If you want to get the sub, you want to subscribe yourself, use your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, legally, or Twitch, you want to get me to 50, we can build this. The corners of this are glued. They're glued together. This knockoff that I got from Temu, They were stapled. You see this nice glossy image here? The image I had on that box was clearly a printed like photocopy of the real box. It was a capital B bootleg. Was it worth $8 for that bootleg? I would say the fact that I didn't pay for shipping, if I had paid a lot for shipping or something like that, it would have been a fucking problem. The fact that it was $8 for it, or well, let's call it 11, because the bit of Taft I got to get, like of Cruft I got to get to 11, it was not worth it. So let's just call it $11. For $11, a kit that is at best $30, but out of print, and then like if I actually really wanted it, no matter what, would have cost me $90 on Amazon. Yeah, I would say that $11 for a bootleg was worth it. It was not it did not feel good. I'll say this, the hands. The beam saber didn't fit in the hands. I had to use a different hand from another kit. The sculpted hands that came with that kit were wrong. So I either needed to cut the scythe, or use different hands to get it to work. Which was just terrible. But also, again, $11. So like, I kind of get it. If you are going to buy bootleg model kits, you know, I have some people watching the stream right now. Maybe you don't follow other model kit builders, you know, other builders in general. You just don't get to hear this stuff. And you're thinking like, yeah, I see gift cards all the time, or like I see promo codes for Temu. I could buy like a cheap ass model kit of like the one Gundam series I watched. Sure, I could do that, Pat. You got to clean that plastic. This Bandai kit that I got here, again, 7 subscribers away from building this Bandai kit. This Bandai kit, I don't have to do anything to this plastic. This plastic is fine. The reason why those kits are worth nothing is, one, they are made in bad working conditions. Let's be clear. They're made in bad working conditions. And two, they're not made to the standards of other companies. So what I do is, if I find a bootleg that I've come in contact with, a clear bootleg kit, the thing that I do first is get a disinfectant and wipe down every bit of plastic and then let it air dry. I also will wipe down the inside and outside of the box it came in, particularly the inside. You got to do the inside of that box, because that cardboard has been carrying that dust that is on that. You ever put a latex mask on, a cheap latex mask on, without cleaning the inside? I did that once as a teen, and I broke out. I don't have a plastic allergy. I was allergic to whatever dust was on the inside of that plastic. So it would, like, it was a mold release, not mold like, you know, on your walls. I'm talking about like the mold of it. Like if the mold that goes over the thing, they put on a powder so they can get the plastic off faster, or the rubber or whatever. That mold release is also going to be on old kits, or bootleg kits particularly. And you don't want to breathe that. You don't want to breathe that in. Hey, you're a teen, you breathing in worse stuff. I get you, I understand. But you don't want to breathe that in if you've grown up with like 5 or 6 different incarnations of the Ninja Turtles, then you should not be breathing in dust. If people talk about the Power Ranger who now owns a martial arts studio and is really left-wing and has an Instagram account, and you're like, that's not my Red Ranger, and by that you mean by the time he was a Red Ranger, you weren't watching that show anymore, because you were not watching Power Rangers. By the time a now fairly famous Power Ranger guy is on Instagram, then you don't want to be breathing in the fumes from a bootleg kit. It will just do bad things to your lungs, and your lungs don't need that shit. Your lungs remember when you could smoke in restaurants. So you don't want that. Also, if you can vividly remember smoking in restaurants, you want to stretch. You want to take your hand off of your chin, or your hand under your chin, really get a good stretch in. Have you drank enough water today? Did you take your pills? Did you take... Hey, that's actually for everybody, and I don't do this enough. Hey, did you take your pills? You should take your pills if you haven't taken your pills today. It's 10 minutes to 5 Eastern time. So it's the afternoon for some of y'all. It's almost evening for some of y'all. Maybe it's time for your night pills. Maybe it's time for your pills once a days. I don't know. But take your pills. You should. You definitely should. I don't say that enough on these streams. I should say that more often. But yeah, make sure you're taking your pills. But also, yeah, if you're buying bootleg shit, you got to clean that off. You gotta wipe that down with a disinfectant rag, and then maybe a microfiber cloth after that. Get a couple of the disinfectant. My lungs remember when my entire family smoked inside the house as Lashbrook. Yeah. Some people, that sounds crazy, and I understand that sounds crazy to some of y'all. The very idea that it was like, yeah, everybody smoked. A lot of people smoked. It's actually one of the problems with everyone. Like, obviously, there are people that smoke indoors, right? Still, there are people that smoke on their porch. They didn't quit smoking, right? Smoking sections still exist in some restaurants in America, certainly, but it's a lot less than it used to be. So much so that, like, I think that sometimes people do associate... Smoking was always associated with cool shit because cool people smoked and also losers smoked. But cool people smoked. And that's the problem, right? One of the cool things about vaping... one of the... smoking is a social thing, says Racer Pros. Yeah. But one of the things about smoking... vaping is that there might be cool people that vape, but we don't see them. At the very least, cool people that vape don't advertise how much they vape. It seems like. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I am also old. There might be cool 20-somethings that vape, and they're keeping it alive. But, like, I feel like you don't have cool 30-somethings vaping. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. There was a meme that was going around in some social stuff that I trek in, where it was a live stream with a woman that was she was on Kick, and she was wearing not much, which is her want. You know, do I like that she was on a shitty platform? No. But you have to imagine, okay, so you have to imagine who this person is, that she is on Kick. She's on that fucking platform, the place for people that have been banned from Twitch, perma-banned from Twitch. Kick, right? She's on Kick. Imagine what kind of audience is there. Also that's there because she is using it to make money by objectifying herself, which is her choice. I'm not coming down on her for that. But imagine what kind of audience she would have. This is a clip of her going and hitting an E-pen, and her chat, like, just being worried about it. Like, it is like the amount of people who are just like, no, I mean, popcorn lung is a thing. You got to look out for this. You got to be careful of these things. Oh, I'm dropping some bit rate. The kilobytes have dropped. Hopefully we'll bounce back from that. My apologies. Wow. I talked about Kick and Twitch got mad at me. That's the only explanation that's possible. There's a lot of other explanations for that. But yeah, I'm having internet woes here, but hopefully we'll bounce back. Yeah, we're already looking better. Okay, a blip of badness there, but we're looking better already. But it was astonishing to see the amount of people who were just like, oh yeah, you got to worry about this stuff and that stuff, and like, oh, I mean, your health is the most important thing, and all this stuff, and it was just like, I don't know. I would describe it as kind of surprisingly cool that people were like looking out for her in that way. It was just like nice because they were just like, oh no, vaping. Oh God, you don't want to be doing that. And it was like a good chunk of it was like a big whole thing. She was, I think, not prepared for that, which I found very charming. All right, so this can shoot things here. I'm going to try to shoot one of them without it going on the floor. So we'll see if I can do this. We're gonna I'll shoot the other one here. I'll shoot the other one because this will be easier, I think. So I'm going to shoot by hitting my thumb here. You can see it bounced all the way back. We'll try the other one here. That thankfully bounced off my other hands and didn't go on the floor because then I have to deal with it later. Last night, I dropped a piece of a kit I'm working on, and I found it as soon as the stream ended, and I was so glad. Ugh. But yeah, this thing shoots stuff. I've always found that to be fun, but also like, uh-oh, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to lose these. But yeah, you can shoot them, and then our captain can get in there with his 2 guns. Fun little Lego build. We did it, everybody. A fun little Lego build. I'm happy to put this together. This was fun. Just checking one quick thing here. All right. Sorry, just checking out a thing here. Last person says, speaking of people being surprised at how ubiquitous smoking was, 9 years ago, I was on a puddle jumper flight from Detroit to Canada, and the plane had ashtrays in the armrests, and I knew I was in for a scary time. Yeah. International flights, for a very long time, still had smoking sections on the planes. Like, that took a long time for them to go, actually, wait, fuck this. Like, it took a long time. But yeah, you could get on a plane, a jumper plane, and smoke the whole time. And if they said, hey, put out your cigarettes, we're landing, people would get mad. They'd be like, oh, let me just fucking finish it. Yeah, but people couldn't wait like an hour and a half to have a cigarette. Because it would be weird to ask them to. Strange shit. All right, I built a fun little Lego set. I'm going to take a photo of this, and then we'll move on to some other things and things. But yeah, thank you to everybody that gifted subs to get us to 43, which 40 was the thing we needed in order to do this. I'm going to take a photo, and then we'll talk a little bit about this here. Sorry. Yeah, 30 was the trivia cards. 40 was the first build. So yeah, we got our first build here. We have another build. We're 7 subs away from another model kit, or for a model kit build, which I did tease, and then I just told you about it. We did the little Y-Wing, and then we've got this Rowlet Quick Pokemon. So Quick is their line of cheap-ish fast builds. These are no glue, no tools required. I do not need snippers. I do have snipper clips. I won't need them for this. This one I can just pop out. I will probably use, there's one sticker in here, and I will probably use an X-Acto knife to remove that sticker and place that sticker on our eyes just to make my life easier. But I don't, other than that, and I'll probably also do a little bit of detailing on a few things here and there with some markers. Does it need those markers? Not at all. Will I use it? Yes. And then also, you may be able to tell, this does have one of the things that I hate more than anything about this style of kit, which is to save money, to keep the cost down, they put the instructions on the bottom of the box. And I fucking hate it. I hate this so much that it's either like, look, like it's 8 steps to build this. Do a one sheet. Just do a one sheet. It's not that expensive. I understand. That's one of the ways to keep the cost down. I'm a griper on that. I'm gonna keep griping about it. I think it's bad. I think it's bad that that's so tiny. That it's on the box. I think that's bad. I think the kit looks cute as hell, but I think that sucks. But again, we need 7 more subscribers in order to hit that. Let's go back to this camera here, and we'll talk a little bit about what we got going on here. Again, we've already hit 2 of our milestones. We hit 30 subscribers, which meant that we talked about some useless trivia. I'll get a couple more of those out just for funsies. And we built the Lego set. We built the little Star Wars Lego set. Before ultimately deciding to pursue stand-up comedy, a young Jimmy Fallon wanted to be what? A BMX bike rider, a farmer, a circus clown, or a priest? I'll let that sit for a second. The next thing would be to do that Pokemon that I just showed off. We would do that next. After that would be karaoke. After that would be Fallout 4, a tour of the many mods that I've got going on there. After that would be a spotlight on some Joshi wrestling. I have 2 cool matches ready to set up to show off. And then 90 subscribers, a full glass of Dr. Pilk, which is Dr. Pepper and milk, which I don't want to drink, but I will. And I'll bring back a project that people love, a beloved project from the past. Lashbrook, the answer is indeed D, a priest. Apparently, he was interested in being a priest before he got involved in sketch, or wanted to get involved in stand-up comedy. Jimmy Fallon wanted to be a priest at one point. Sure. I choose not to continue to speak on that. You're going to drink a little more water. Snuffy McGee uses some channel points to ask, what's your favorite gunpla you've put together so far? That is a great question. It sucks that it's one of the most expensive kits I've ever built. It sucks that that's the thing where I'm going to tell you about. That one of my favorite model kits is a premium Bandai kit, a perfect grade. But the Wing Zero perfect grade, I want to see how much it is now, because it was very expensive when it was purchased for me. I wonder how much the Wing Zero perfect grade is right now. On new, yeah, it's like $170. Yeah. It's unfortunately, it's the Wing Zero perfect grade. That kit fucking rules. It is unbelievably awesome. I'm gonna look for an image here that I can put into chat. I'll just put an image of the box. The box should tell you how cool this is. I gotta go to the desktop here. Oh, it's a fucking WebP. Get the fuck out of here, WebP. There we go. This box should not be a WebP. This image should not be a WebP. There, it's not. Great. The Wing Zero perfect grade is an unbelievably amazing kit. It is always my answer when people ask me about my favorite gunpla. It is huge. It's a 160 scale. The box does it justice. It's just like, I don't know, I just like remembering how that box looks. I don't have the box anymore, but I do have the kit still in storage. I don't have it on hand. That kit is phenomenal. It is unbelievably excellent. Years later, I got the LED lighting packet for it, so I had to carefully disassemble some of it so we'd have LED lighting in it. It was totally fucking worth it. It's the only kit I've ever done that. I didn't do it on stream. That was just for fucking me. It is a phenomenal model kit. There are others that I like. Last year I did the Zaku Warrior Master Grade, the live concert version, which is the pink Zaku Warrior. It is adorable. It is just like, it is a J-pop fucking Gunpla. It is the answer to what's the gayest Gundam, and it's not a Gundam, but it's what's the gayest mobile suit, and it's that Zaku Warrior, the pink Zaku Warrior with white and other pink highlights. Lovely. I'll get some images here. Live concert version. I'll get some images here for some of these. There's a premium Bandai kit that eventually I just got, and it's unbelievably good. Let's see if I can save this image. I can. That one was phenomenal. And then the ruby red zombie. Let's see. Let's see. Can I find this? The clear color. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is an unbelievably good photo. Let's see if I can find that photo here. I need to find I gotta find the good photo of this fucking beautiful kit. It's also in my top. Okay. This is a great question. Thank you, Snuffy. I appreciate this. All right, let's add some images here. All right, so another one of my all-time favorites is the ruby red clear Sazabi real grade. This is unbelievably excellent. The Sazabi is a fucking awesome mobile suit. The real grade Sazabi, real grade is a class designation, is huge. Because it's huge for a real grade, even though it's tiny pieces, it's not that tiny comparatively. That makes it a phenomenal kit. The fact that it is not just a clear kit, but is a clear red, is the ruby red clear. So like the black of the under parts of the armor, underneath the skeleton that is black, underneath this unbelievably beautiful clear see-through red. It hits like 90s nostalgia, even though that doesn't make sense for this kit, of like clear stuff. Like, look, a certain demographic of people remember when you could see through shit. And that is evident in this. The shield is just gorgeous. I have this still in storage in New York. It makes it look like it has a set of energy shields, which is rad. Yeah, it makes it present itself in a way where you're like, oh, is this like energy like legs? Like, no, it's just clear, and it's gorgeous, unbelievably gorgeous. What a goddamn beautiful model kit. A top tier experience. And then so good. One last one. I talked about it here. I built this last year. This is the Zaku Warrior live concert version. It's so fucking cute. I love it so much. This is a master grade, so it is a big kit. I think the Zaku Warrior is a great build as is. I'd already built it. This is an expensive kit because it was a premium Bandai kit that I bought later. This was my Christmas money from 2023 or 24 to buy something expensive in 2025. I've been doing that for the last few years. This was that, using gift card money to buy an expensive model kit. The heart is so great. The fact that it's like two different shades of pink. I'll get a photo of the Zaku Warrior, the regular Zaku Warrior Master Grade, so we can compare them. Because they are, I mean, it's the same kit. It actually is less because it comes with weapons that basically you don't end up using. Like, it comes with some weapons you don't end up using because it's not part of this version of the kit. But it's still just really good. This is like how it also looks traditionally. Like you don't use the back weapons. It's already a phenomenal kit, but in pink, it like takes it up a notch. It's just, yeah, I think the design is so cool. I just loved it. But when people ask, like, obviously the Nobel Gundam is very gay. It's a Sailor Gundam. It is a beloved Gundam. It's a Gundam that has fucking high heels. Like and it has hair-based weapons. It is, and ribbon attacks. Like, yes, very much on the top of there. There are a few other ones that are very like, queer in the like most flattering way possible. But for me, it's the fucking J-pop mobile suit. Like that's clearly the top. The Peace one. It's so good. I love the live concert version. It's such a good kit. And like I said, even the base is still good. Those are probably my favorite. I've been doing this a long fucking time. I've built a lot of goddamn model kits. I built quite a few over the years. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. Like, building the master grade of the heavy arms custom from Endless Waltz. Never thought I would build that. Crazy. That was another expensive kit. And then I like built. I got the heavy arms that is from the manga, which is just like a heavy arms with extra weird shit, and put it on the custom to make like the ultimate heavy arms custom. Like, that's crazy that I built that. That I've built two different. I've only built 3 perfect grades, I want to say. Maybe even only 2. Maybe I've only built 2. Have I only built the Wing Zero and Char's Zaku 2? I think that might be it. Char's Zaku 2 is an early perfect grade, but is great. It comes with a box within the box, which is just like a funny extra thing. They made like a master grade size box within the big box. But yeah, I've built like some pretty crazy cool shit. And those are definitely up there. I mean, the Epion real grade that I built last year is still really good. That Epion actually turned out to be a great kit. The last 2 years of real grades have been phenomenal. If you built some high grades in the past and you're looking for something in that scale that's more of a challenge, the modern real grades the last couple of years have been really excellent. The new Gundam, the God Gundam, the Wing Zero, which I just built. Just some phenomenal kits in that scale. All right. So we only played one game of Hearthstone. We kind of took a break from that because we had hit some milestones. So we're going to go back into Hearthstone and play a different deck because that is, we're not ready to do other stuff in here. So we're gonna go back into the Hearthstone. And I'll show a standard deck. We won our first game with Rafam. I will play more Rafam, but we won our first game with it. So, like, I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around and getting bad luck. So instead, we'll jump in and play another thing there. Yeah, we're still at 43 subscribers. If we hit 50, I'll wrap up the game I'm playing, when it finishes, and then we'll build a model kit. Sometime after 6, I'll probably take a break to eat something and put on an old gaming commercial or B-roll from an E3 or something. Probably. But I don't know when this stream ends necessarily. I do know it ends by 8 o'clock. It ends by 8 o'clock either way because I have something at 8 o'clock that I'm going to do. So we end at 8 o'clock. We probably won't be anywhere near there, but we'll keep going. And I will fulfill everything, right? So if we get a bunch of gifted subs and I need to sing some songs and go into Fallout 4, we'll do all of that. If this is, if I owe you to finish a model kit, we'll do all that. If this is where we're kind of done, then this is where we're kind of done. Just Aviana. This is a standard deck, which means that you can't use a lot of old cards. You can only use cards within a certain thing. It limits your pool. And the reason I'm doing that is because this deck would also work fine in Wild. Sky Mother Aviana is a 5-cost card. Your battle cry is you shuffle 10 random legendary minions into your deck. They cost 1. There are less legendaries in Standard than Wild. So there are less bad legendaries. Because there are legendaries that are like, there's a legendary that is a 2-cost 1/1 that gives you spell damage, and when it dies, you draw a card. I don't want that. I don't want that costing 1 instead of 2. I don't want that. I want 10-cost cards that cost 1 and do crazy stuff. I want a 5-cost or an 8-cost that does crazy things. So this deck, eventually this deck will be fine in Wild, but right now you can play it in Standard. And so this is a Standard deck. The idea is that we want to play Sky Mother Aviana on turn 5, but because we are a Druid deck, we have things like Innervate and Acceleration Aura and Trail Mix to let us play to get mana faster, even if it's temporary mana. So we can often play Sky Mother Aviana on turn 3 or turn 4. Pretty great. We also have stuff like Reforestation, which can draw. We only have one. We have just Aviana. We only have 1 minion in our deck, so we can choose to draw that. Also, Reforestation is great later in the game to pull stuff out. Ungoro Brochure pulls out minions from our deck, and every other turn either goes, it is the brochure, or it draws spells. So we can get our minions even bigger. Story of Barnabas is a great turn 2 play to pull out our Aviana and give us some armor to keep us alive. But also later in the game, that's perfectly okay. And then we have things like Revelation and Wave Spanning and even Bottomless Toy Chest to help find either Sky Mother Aviana or a card that lets us cheat it out early. This deck, if I play Aviana early, I have a good shot at winning. I have whiffed it. I have whiffed it where there are 10 legendaries in my deck and I can't fucking draw them. Or I keep getting the legendary. There's a legendary that means all your minions cost 5. What? I've gotten that several times. That's like maybe the worst legendary to pull, because it just means that I'm constantly getting just complete and utter garbage, because I want my minions to cost 1, not 5. I've gotten that several times. It's been a bad time. Again, we are at 43 subscribers. At 50, we build a cool little model kit of a Rowlet, which will just be fun to have. We'll panel line it. We'll make it look nice. Okay, we're fighting a mage. I assume that this mage is a imbue mage, and so we're going to keep 1 revelation so we have something to play on turn 1, but we're hard mulliganing. We're not hard mulliganing. We're mostly mulliganing because we're looking for either Aviana or we're looking for a card that draws Aviana, guarantees it. Revelation could do it, but we also want a turn 1 play. All right. So we have Reforestation, which would be great. We have Wave Spanning to play instead of Revelation. We also have Innervate. So that means that on turn 2, we can play Reforestation to draw Aviana, and turn 3, we can use the coin and Innervate to play it. So we're going to look at our bottom, we're going to look and discover a card here. Story of Barnabas is better. So we're pulling Story of Barnabas because this will pull our minion, give us 5 armor. And also, it means that we can keep reforestation in our hands. We also have that. That's nice. So we're going to play this. Now it has 5 extra health, which is nice, but this is more important. We can play it on turn 3. And then later, we can draw both a minion and a spell for 2 mana. Our opponent has a bit of a big board. If we drew Swipe, I would consider playing Swipe to kind of get some stuff away, but we still have enough health to do the thing our deck is supposed to do. There is no alternative win condition. In just Aviana, we're just playing Aviana, and then we hopefully win. So now when we play this, we draw a minion and a spell. And we have 10 Aviana cards in our deck. Okay. Froze it, going face. So now, I wouldn't mind drawing a Swipe. Because our opponent has a big board. Okay, so this isn't great. Dormant for 5 turns. At the end of your turn, destroy a minion to the right of this to awaken it 1 turn sooner. Is this good? Not really. It's only a 12. It's going to be a 12/12. That's not bad. I'll play it. And then, do I want to play? I actually just rather have a taunt. I don't want this to die, so I'm going to put it over there. This is going to draw our highest cost minion, which is a 1 cost minion. Okay. We don't have a lot of health. So we did. This is the issue with this deck. We have done exactly what this deck was supposed to do. We have played a 5/10 on turn 3, and we are still going to lose. We can maybe find something that will get us out of this, but probably not. I mean, that might do it. Get rid of that, and get rid of that. And then we can, yeah, get rid of this. So we still only have 8 health. Our opponent can do at least 5 damage to our face. So they really only need 3 damage. And guess what? They had it. They had it. Okay. So yeah, we lose. So we lose doing what our deck was supposed to do the best way it could. Which is, you know, a bummer. Now, there's a variation of this, which does have Aviana in it, and it is meant to... Aviana is the alternate win condition. We'll probably check that out. I'd like to at least play one more game with Aviana. Dragon Cheat has Aviana as an alternate win condition, but Dragon Cheat there is a 6/9, nice, dragon that costs 7, but if you have a dragon in your hand, it costs 4. And it also can't be targeted by spells. So if you can get that out fast, it's pretty fucking good.
Calm down, I'm just visiting.
We don't want any of this. We want Aviana or a card that will draw Aviana. This could draw Aviana. Story of Barnabas draws Aviana. Innervate means that we can play it on turn 4. We don't have a turn 1 play, which is a shame. But we do have a turn 2 and a turn 4. Or a turn 3. Okay. So this is a buff. Damn it. All right, well, we now don't have to play Story of Barnabas because we drew Aviana. 1 out of 26 cards was Aviana. Let's just get this 1/1 off the board. So if our opponent builds a big board, we can swipe some of it away. We can coin it out on turn 4. If we draw the other Innervate, we can play it on turn 3, next turn. We might want to play Magical Dollhouse, just to give us spell damage. There is a card in our bottomless toy chest is in our deck. If we have spell damage and we play Magical Dollhouse, we can get 2 copies of the card we discover. So maybe it's a 1/2. I think I just want to play Magical Dollhouse. I can't be asked to worry about a 1/2 with swipe. We're going to save that for something more dangerous. Next turn, we coin out Aviana. And then we can play Story of Barnabas to draw a minion from our deck, which, even if we don't get the 4 armor, at least we can draw it. We're taking 4 here. I'm fine with taking 4. Our opponent is a combo deck. It looks like I'm fine with dealing with a combo deck. We got 2 swipes. It's a cool effect. All right, now hopefully we just top deck a cool card. We play this to draw another cool card. We play both those cool cards. If we have to clear the board, we have swipe, and we can even have Dollhouse, which we can use if we want to next turn, along with Barnabas, or playing if we top deck a cool minion. We could do that. We've got options. We could do Barnabas and swipe if we top deck something that doesn't draw us anything. Okay. While this is alive, you get a 2-cost Holy Spell that gives a minion 2/2 and Divine Shield. We're not going to play that because I do want to clear this board. So we'll play this. We'll clear the board off. I think I want to play this while I can buff things, so I'm going to wait, and we're going to see what we get here. We did get 5 armor. We now have an 18/13 Octosari with Death Rattle. Draw 8 cards, which is too many fucking cards to draw at once. But we'll play it next turn, and we'll play Ito, and maybe also play Magic Dollhouse just to make our hand less. That needs to die. So, okay, so that needs to die. So we definitely want to buff our 5/5 to kill that thing. So we'll play Octosari, and then we'll buff the 5/5 because this 2/6 needs to fucking die. I think our opponent played that to kind of waste our time. We're also going to buff that. Look, this Octosari, I'm making big. It's going to be a bum. We're going to burn cards, but also we have 8 cards in our deck that like didn't start there. So it's like, who knows what they are? They could be great. They could be a 0/4 that normally costs 2 and instead cost 1, which copies whatever spell your opponent played in your hand and whatever spell you play in your opponent's hand. Like, we could get Lore Master Cho, which I have gotten with this deck. Our opponent decided, I don't know what to do with this. In one turn, I played a bunch of shit, and they couldn't deal with it. I think they didn't think I would kill that 2/6 so easily. So that's what, that's the, I guess I would say the best case scenario with this deck is you just get to do cool shit with it. It's very silly in that way. And it's fun in that way. I will show you a different version of this deck, which is the Dragon Cheat. This does have Aviana in it. It is meant to have Aviana in it. This has 3 win conditions. Cheat out dragons really early and overwhelm the board. Cheat out a Ziliax, a 4-cost Ziliax. Or play Aviana and then cheat out Aviana and then play a bunch of cheap minions. All right, so Oaken Summons. We got Oaken Summons. We can play, let's see, if we coin that on 1, then we have 3 mana and we can play it on 2. And then we'll keep a dragon in our hand. We're going to keep this whole hand. No mulligan. All right, so our alternate win condition is we are going to play Ziliax Deluxe 3000, a version... Oh, they're playing this deck. Okay. Yeah, so we definitely want to have armor. So we're going to play Coin. And then next turn, we have, instead of 2 mana, we have 4 mana. And we can play Oaken Summons. Oaken Summons. Gain 6 armor. Summon a minion from your deck that costs 4 or less. We are pulling in a big-ass minion. Our opponent, theoretically, does not have the mana to kill this Ziliax. They might, but hopefully they don't. This Ziliax is a 5/7. It's going to do 3 damage to us at the end of the turn. But next turn, it will become a 10/7. And the turn after that, it becomes a 27. If they cannot kill this, we can win with just this 1 card. Will they kill it? Maybe. They have 5 damage between this and this. They could kill this 5/7 this turn. But they're going to spend all their energy killing that. And then we try to win another way. This could just win the game for us. They're going to freeze it. Okay, they're going to freeze it and then ignore it. I think that's probably reasonable. A reasonable way to go is just to freeze it as long as possible. Now it's a 10/6. It's still going to do damage to us, which sucks. Let's see. So these do, what do these do again? Deal 2 damage, split them on enemies. Okay. So I think we do that first. And then we give ourselves more mana. Now for the next 3 turns, we'll have 1 more mana than normal for 3 turns. And I just want to hit you in the face. We're going to take 3. But now our 10/6, theoretically next turn, will be a 26. Now, will they be able to kill this? Probably. There probably will be. Okay, now what are you doing? Okay. Yeah, all right. That is a pretty good counter to what our deck is. Because even though I'm going to kill this with a swipe, I still have to swing it into a 1/2 because I don't have a way to kill beyond that, which just sucks. So that sucks. Like, I'm going to swing a 24 into a 1/2. It sucks. Basically, what ended up happening is... Let's see. Yes, we did it. Cool. All right. What ended up happening was... We took 9 damage. We got 6 health armor, took 9 damage... But we did make our opponent use a bunch of resources, which is not ideal. But it's something. And we do have a 6/14 with elusive. And that's nothing to sneeze at. Our opponent is going to have another one of those tar things. This card needs to get fucking nerfed again. It's gotten nerfed before. It's still too strong. It's a taunt with poisonous that makes a card with poisonous. So I think I'm going to have to play this, probably. I can swipe. I can swipe and do another one. So... what happens if I swipe? If I swipe one of these, 2 die, and we go down to 6, we'll still be taking 6 damage. If I play this, we get a 3/5. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. I don't like doing this. I'm going to. In the end, I think this is the better play. I'm gonna swipe at some point, but this will for another turn will be another 3/5 with taunt. Okay. All right. So at least We take 8 here? Jesus. We're going to take 9 damage. God damn it. So again, our deck is doing what it's supposed to doing, and we're still losing. Which is, you know, a bummer. It's still a bummer that our deck is doing shit that it's supposed to do and we're still losing. So I can swipe, and then I can clean up the swipe. So we'll swipe this, and then we can do 2 damage here. We're going to get a 3/5. So now we have 2 health. We are in a losing battle, obviously. If our opponent can get rid of this 3/5, we just lose. If our opponent has 2 damage in their hand, if they have a flame geyser, we just lose. They only needed 1 damage because they had a hero power. So again, our deck was doing what it was supposed to doing. It's not as fast as building a board as other people. Its cheats are good, but we ran into counters to our cheats. So it is a bummer. But again, like, I don't know. I like decks like this. I like decks where I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this thing and get some wins in. Those are the kind of decks I enjoy. Other people don't enjoy those kind of decks. They want to play meta decks so they can climb the ladder. If I start winning a bunch with a deck, it's probably going to get nerfed because it must be broken. We'll keep that sort of turn 1. We are looking for... Trail Mix could be helpful on turn 2. We got the Dozing Dragon. Story of Barnabas is probably the draw. So on turn 2, we can play this and get something. Maybe Ziliax. Maybe Sky Mother. All right, our opponent is playing probably a variation of what we're playing. Maybe not exactly what we're playing. All right, we got a 6 drop, which is not ideal to play. We can play this next turn. Okay, they got New Heights. Sorry, yes, they're getting... Our opponent is getting more mana than we are, which is annoying. Okay, so next turn we'll have 6 mana to play with. If they build a board, we can play Twilight Time Reaver. Otherwise, we can play a taunt that has 6 damage. It's not... Okay, 1 copy from the minion. All right. Let's see what we draw here. That's okay. All right, let's just get 6 armor or 6 health on a taunt. So next turn we can set the attack of all other minions to 1 or their health to 1. That includes our minions. I will say, Twilight Time Reaver, not a great card for its cost. It feels like for 6 mana, it shouldn't affect your minions. Greybow. Fucking boring as shit. Greybow. Alright, so when this Greybow dies, it's going to put a death rattle on this Greybow, where when this Greybow dies, it makes a Greybow. This is bad. It's going to be really hard for me to get by all these fucking Greybows. I can make this cost 1, and then I just have a Greybow. This deck, this is going to be fucking difficult. I guess we'll do that. 2 Oaken Summons. And then we can make it so they only have 1 Greybow. So basically I'm making it so any minion they play, when this dies, a Greybow goes into that minion. So they just have to make 1 minion here. They're going to summon another one. So now a Gray Bow is going to make a Gray Bow. So I have to get through both of these fucking Gray Bows now. Jesus Christ. If I can get Astral Phaser, I can make one of these go to sleep. I did not get that card. Jesus fucking Christ. I can make... I can do this and then swing into one. No matter what I do here, one of these fuckers lives. But then that also only has 1 health if I do that. So fucking mad.
Look, Tara, oh dear.
So now this Gray Bow makes a Gray Bow. And do that.
Job's done. That's spectacular.
And now this Gray Bow, now they can make a copy of this Gray Bow. So when this Gray Bow dies, it puts, or when it doesn't die, when it does, basically I need to break this chain, and I don't know how to do it. Now there's just too many fucking Gray Bows. That Gray Bow makes a Gray Bow. This Gray Bow doesn't make a Gray Bow. But this can now get Gray Bows. I've said Gray Bow too many fucking times. I can put one of these to sleep. The solution would have been, I guess I could have saved, if I had saved swipe. How did I know this, right? If I saved swipe, I could put this to sleep and then swipe these two away. I didn't know that was going to happen. So now I can, the best option is to put one of them to sleep, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to put one to sleep for now. And then I'm going to make a 3/5. There's, you know what? Fuck it. There's no way out of this. I can't break the Gray Bow chain. They probably also, I don't think they have a card to resurrect a Gray Bow. They might have a card to get a Gray Bow back from the graveyard. But basically, I needed a way to wipe their board and then wipe the Death Rattle board. And I wasn't going to get that. Let's go into Wild. I think we'll have some fun in Wild. I've got some good dumb decks to play in Wild. Let's do another Rafam deck. We did play Rafam already, but I had a good time with Rafam. Reminder, folks, we are currently at 43 subscribers. At 50 subscribers, I build a quick little Rowlet, a cute little Rowlet friend. I'll build that at $50. 50 subscribers, I should say. At 60 subscribers, I'm going to sing some karaoke songs. At 70 subscribers, I'm going to show off the many mods I've made in Fallout 4, or used in Fallout 4. I haven't made any mods. I use mods. Fallout 4. We'll keep this as a turn 1 play. We'll mulligan for the cards we need for our combo. Neither of which are these. But we can play this to draw some cards. So yeah, 70 is showing that. At 80, I have the Joshi Showcase, some wrestling from some Japanese women's professional wrestling. And then at 90, I drink a combination of Dr. Pepper and milk, which I do not want to do. And then also, I promise that in March, I will bring back a project that I have that has been often requested. And if we're at 43 at the end of tonight's stream, that's also okay. That's lovely. And once again, thank you to the anonymous person who gifted subs, to Lysandus who gifted subs, and to Lashbrook who gifted subs. Thank you for that. Appreciate y'all. I see you broadcast. I did. I see you broadcast. All right. We're going to have some mana in this game. All right, we play this. We pull a Rafam. At the very least, we have done one of our Rafams. We could play this on turn 2. But we're probably going to play this to start drawing cards because we need We need a card to change the neutrals in our deck, and we need Steam Cleaner to get rid of those new cards to just leave all the reforms. And hopefully our opponent plays cards. Now, I'm not above taking a win from someone who is not connected. He was like, started up a game and walked away. I ain't too proud for that. We'll take those wins where we can. It's part of Hearthstone. It's part of gaming in general. Sometimes you just win because your opponent didn't play the game. All right, we'll try to draw here. The downside of playing this is we're just going to keep drawing cards because our opponent isn't around. But also, we might just win. So, thank you. I'll take a fucking free win. I got no qualms about that. Start up a new game right away. Not going to disconnect. Play that. Our alternate win condition, where we just play cards and our opponent doesn't play any cards and we win. Sneaky. What's this going to draw? War Chief Reform, sure. Costs 4 now, but it'll go back to costing 5. Our opponent should get disconnected any second now. This should be the turn where they get disconnected, or this is the turn where we just win. That should be here. It's not here. Okay, that's weird. They must have DC'd like late in the process. I don't know. Either way, I'll take it. It's weird that this is still happening, but it is still happening. I don't want to keep drawing cards. I want to play big things. Now we're not going to keep drawing unnecessary cards. We made some board space. Okay, Reno. I mean, we just win next turn, even if they don't get, even if they don't, like, your opponent, you know, like, isn't there, or whatever. Yeah, no, last brick. Luckily, I've been playing enough minions that we're not stuck in this game forever. Very rare. Oh, that was nice. That would have been nice. We'll just win. Very rare victory that way, but I'll take it. Again, must stress, I am not above it. I'm not above a free win. All right, we'll keep going here. More reform, and gotta update. We have 3 wins and 3 losses. Pretty good. While we're loading there, I will retweet when I'm at here. Currently at 43 subs. All right, we're going to save Timeline Accelerator because that will draw our Steam Cleaner. We're going to hard mulligan for maybe a Steam Cleaner, or at the very least, one of the other 2 activators we need. We didn't get any of those. We can use Cursed Catacombs to try to find it later. Oh, they got the pet. We do have Timeline Accelerator to play. It could draw the other Timeline Accelerator, but then that one cost 1 and is guaranteed to grab our Steam Cleaner. You can see the highlights there. It'll draw that. Okay. So I don't want to make it temporary because I don't want to accidentally end up with a card that I can't use. So we'll save that. Not a strong turn one. Rowlet only has 1 T in it. Sphere is pretty good. What's on top of our deck? Golden Panner. That's okay. We'll do this. Again, not exciting. This is not an exciting turn. We have 2 mana to play with, so we'll pull this. This is a dead card, so we can let that die. We are going to pull this. We are going to pull this timeline accelerator and let it die and go away, because it means next turn we are guaranteed to pull one of our steam cleaners. So we're doing that strategically. We're doing some strategery. I don't love doing that, and we'll get New Fate here. All right, we are still desperately looking for a Purifier or a Envoy. But now, at the very least, if we get one of those, we can play it immediately, and we have a Steam Cleaner to play behind it to do the thing. Also, I'll play a Rafam. I might play Explore Rafam next turn just to play a Rafam. Or green Rafam with, yeah, I don't know. Depending on what we end up pulling here. I don't want green Rafam. We're going to take another option here. This is not what we wanted. What's on the top of our deck? Peasants. I don't want peasants. All right, we'll do this. We'll just get a Rafam. That'll give us armor. Keep us alive. We'll pull that. We can always play that next turn. We haven't taken too much damage yet, so it's good. That's fine. Of all the things to pull, that's one of the best options. This would have been the best because then we at least draw a card. But sure, take my lookout. You didn't take a Rafam. That's awesome. And you didn't take my Steam Cleaner. That's great. That is excellent news. We will take that. We don't want that. We can get some armor, which is pretty good. Yeah, let's just take the armor. We are playing the regular version of this deck, which is just play your Rafams as fast as you can, which not what I want to play. Not the version I want to play.
I remember this place well.
All right. And our opponent's doing all the stuff they want to be doing, which is cool for them. I am just reposting my stuff here, mentioning how at 50 subs I'm gonna build that cool little Rowlet. Okay. So we can play this next turn and have it 8/8 with Rush, which is not ideal. We are now at the point where if we top deck either of the things we need, we can play them this turn together. Okay, we can do it. So now we are turning every neutral card in our deck into a random ass card, a random druid one, and now we are getting rid of all of that shit. And all we have left is Rafams. We have Rafams and 1 Cursed Catacomb. And then this now can discover a card in our deck, which is nice because we played the coin. So that's nice for that. But yeah. Yes! The 50-50. They've used both of their fucker dirty rats. They didn't pull either of Rafams, which is game over, by the way. If either Rafam got played there, it's game over. We had a 50-50 there, which is not the best odds. But now they've used both those. They could have a Mutanus, which would also mess us up. So now we probably shouldn't play Prize Vendor. Maybe now we can play Prize Vendor because they're not going to have a Mutanus. But either way, not bad. All right. Tiny Reform to make that cheaper so we can play it together. Time Thief Reform. Play the 8/8. Stall out. We don't have a card to play next turn, but every card in our deck we can play next turn. That's fine. Our opponent having health is not a concern for us. Our opponent having minions on the board, not really a problem. Okay, I want Calamitous Reform. None of these are Calamitous, so we'll do Mind Flare instead. We'll just have a big board. I could have swung this in to try to draw it as well, but once I used Catacombs, I could have done this before Catacombs. And maybe I should have. Maybe I should have done that before Catacombs. Because I wanted this Calamitous, and I didn't get it, and it's okay I didn't get it. Because we'll just play it next turn. We have two options next turn. We have Archmage, and we have Calamitous. It depends on what we draw here. Okay. So this could really fuck us up. This is a bad thing, because we don't have many cards in our deck. This could fuck us up. Our opponent doesn't have a big board, so I probably... Okay, yeah, they're now clearing my board here. So I don't know if I want to do Archmage or if I want to do this one here. Okay, we take 2 damage. Alright, we're going to play these two together. All right. We have only a couple more things to do. We have to play Green Reform this turn. And then I wish we had 11 mana. Okay, no, we have to play Archmage Reform next turn. And then turn 10, we can play Time Thief. And okay. All right, so we have 10 mana here. This costs 10. We can still play it. Thank God. Okay. Now, normally I would want to play this next. We have to play this. This needs to go away. This has to stop being a thing. This has to stop being a going concern. Now it is. Great. Now we're going to have 11 mana next turn, so we don't have enough mana to play these in the same turn. So we're going to play green, no problem. There exists a possibility that we draw enough of these bullshit cards that we don't have enough mana to play this on when we want to, which would be turn 12 or mana 12. So there's a possibility we still lose. That's not the best, but it's not the worst. That's not great. Because we are 2 turns away. Unfortunately, if we had 12 mana, we would be in a good position. We're still good because we have a lot of health. But... okay. Alright, so next turn, we are taking at least... this next turn, we are going to take at least... oh, God. Okay. All right. Now all minions cost more, so... Okay. 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 All right. So... Yeah. Okay. So next turn, we will have 11 mana. Okay. Well, we just lose. Yeah, all right, we lost. We couldn't do it. We almost did it. We almost won there. I think there is a world where we have enough mana to play. Yeah, there's like a chance we win that game, but it was going to be very difficult Once we started getting plagues in our deck, if they didn't draw that card, right? One card they don't draw, they don't play it. We don't get plagues that just refill in our deck constantly. We might be able to pull that off, but it's definitely. There's also a world where I throw the 1/1 in, the 1/1 Reform. I get the board clear before that. Maybe. Mostly it was a problem that it just took too long to do the thing our deck's supposed to do. We got to clear all this out. Tiny Reform on 1's good. Okay, we drew the Steam Cleaner. We now need, so we can play that in turn 5. We now need, there's 4 cards we want. 1 of 4 cards. We got that. Okay. We can play this on turn 2, even though we can't play this on turn 5. We can at least get it started. And who knows? Maybe some of the neutral cards that we get into random class cards will be good. Maybe this will be good for us. So right now we are stalling turn 5. We can play Gold Panner if we want. We can draw with our hero power. Maybe we top decks up when we can play. We can swing this in to get a Reform to maybe play. That's kind of fun. Let's see about what Reform we get. Okay. Our next Reform is going to be cheaper. We'll take that. We'll save that. Keep it on the board. Great. Our next Reform is cheap. We can play this on turn 4 if we have another. Oh, yeah, we do. We can play this on turn 4. So this can be our turn 4, and this can be our turn 5. That's pretty good. We'll get rid of this. Turn 4. We play this on turn 5. We destroy all the bullshit in our deck. We then play this on turn 6. Pretty good response. Not the best response. All right. We don't care about their health. We play this. We get rid of all the junk in our deck. Sometimes the deck tracker, Hearthstone's deck, this is the HS Replay deck tracker, doesn't erase all the bullshit in your deck. Sometimes it does. But if our opponent does something to mess up with their deck, it will reset this and work, but it doesn't all the time. I don't have any rhyme or reason for that, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We could play this next turn along with War Chief Reform. We do need a Reform, which we should be able to draw anyway. But we can play these two together just to play some minions. Our opponent now has to figure out if they want to keep playing. They might choose that they don't want to keep doing this. I have had people concede here where they go, ooh, I'm not going to be able to beat your easy draw of Reforms. And they just say no. But sometimes they want to go for it. I'm going to guess their draw hasn't been as good as our draw. I'll save this for another turn. We'll do this just to get a card out of our hands. Get rid of that. And then we'll do some damage. We don't have to worry about damage, but we'll do some damage. We do need to play a bunch of Reforms. So, okay, Poisonous. I don't care really about Poisonous. Explore Reform. That's good. We can play 2 Reforms here. So we'll play that. We'll get rid of that. We'll play. You know what? Let's. This is going to be cheap soon. Not yet, but soon. Fortunately, this still costs 2, but it's now going to be buffed. And then, I'm not saying we're going to win before we do the combo, but we're pretty close to winning without the combo. Okay, yeah, that's going to make things harder, right? Not impossible, but harder. Let's see. What can we get here? We don't have the mana for Archmage, so we'll just get this Reform, which will do 6 to that. And we're just going to win. We won that game without fully doing... We didn't play the Fabled one. We didn't play all the reforms, and we still won. That's pretty fucking cool. In my opinion, you asking me, Pat Bear, that's pretty good. One more game, and then we'll move on to something else. I have other things we can do, but let's do one more reform game, because right now I am 4-4, 4 wins, 4 losses for stream, and so I would love to see if I can get a positive win rate or a negative win rate, and in which case, let's get out before we're losing even more. See here. Oh, got a nice reskeet. Thank you, Yin Dark. The reskeet. Very kind. Okay. We do want the envoy. We'll keep tiny reforms so we have something to play on turn 1. Now we're hoping to get... Okay. We're now looking for either the Steam Cleaner or the Timeline Accelerator to get the Steam Cleaner. Or the other Timeline Accelerator. Okay. We'll get the reform on there because we might... Oh, we got the Steam Cleaner. Great. So we can play this on turn 3 just to get things going, and then we have to wait to turn 5. So either way, I mean, I would love to actually draw the Purifier, but we'll take what we can get. We're going to get the other Steam Cleaner eventually. Let's just get the Steam Cleaner. We now have both Steam Cleaners. We can coin this out to play it on turn 3. We don't have a turn 4, but we might as well. Okay. Okay. Our opponent's going to have a board at some point. I kind of want to play this next turn and then do turn 4 and then turn 5 and keep the coin. I think that's probably a good play. So let's just do this. Build a little bit of a board. Make it so that we can play this if we have to. We can play this if we have to. But right now we're going to play this on right now, you know, turn 4, turn 5. That's the plan. This is not scary to me yet. It will get scary, but we're going to play a 3-6. Let's draw a reform. We got a reform. Our next reforms are inexpensive, but we're going to play Steam Cleaner next. Okay, dormant stuff. You can ignore the 3-6. Oh no, you got to swing into that. Okay. So, okay, you are going to kill this. Great. Here's what's fun. This thing that they're putting in their deck, it doesn't exist anymore. We're getting rid of it. Tough shit. That thing's gone. Goodbye. Goodbye to that thing. Goodbye to you. Let's see. Is there anything else we can do with 1 mana? No. But we got some moves we can do next turn. Next turn, we're going to play Calamitous Reform and fuck up their board. But yeah, we just got rid of one of their win conditions, which is the Argus Portal. Now they could win in other ways, like they're going to keep building boards. They can make that go dormant, so they're going to do a bunch of damage to us. Yeah. They're going to just keep having ways to fuck around with us. We just took away one of their ways to win. We also have Archmage later, so that's good. Let's get rid of your bullshit. That feels real good. And then, yeah, let's get another reform. Great. Next turn we can play Mind Flayer Reform. And then on turn 8, we can play Archmage Reform with the coin, because we still have the coin. We can build some goddamn 7/7s. Next turn. So our opponent, like, we did mess with their game plan, but they still have a lot of other games to play. You know, they have plenty of other ways to wear us down here. We're gonna try to make it hard for them. We're gonna try, but they're gonna have ways to fuck with us. We get a 5/5 back, but it's asleep. We could explore. We don't need explore. Let's just make big taunts. And then next turn we can coin Archmage Reform if we want to. We might not want to. We probably are going to want to. Depends on what their board looks like. Okay. They're doing a pretty fucking... Are they going to take 7? Wow, they're going to take 7. All right, so they don't have a big board for Archmage, so we probably don't want to do that because they don't have a board at all. So we'll do... Well, let's see what we get. We kind of had to play this. I didn't really want to. Honestly, we could have waited on this until we drew everything from our deck anyway, but it's okay. So, next turn, we can play Archmage Reform, or we can play Green Reform and Giant Reform. We've got options next turn, depending on what their board looks like. Unfortunately, we can't play Archmage and Giant on the same turn, because that only cost 1. But we can play 2 Reforms next turn, or 1 Reform. And that 10 armor is still holding up pretty good for us. They're just going to have so many dormant cards that we have to deal with later. We should probably do the Giant Reform, depending on what they choose to do with their cards here. Okay. Okay. What are you going to do? You're going to go face? Yeah, you're going to go face. Okay. So, this is our last card. We're gonna take some damage here, but we still have some health. Let's do this. Have this cost have this cost 1. So we can rush that in, and then we can just kill some fucking minions here. I guess we'll play Steam Cleaner just to play Steam Cleaner. This is just a minion that we can play here to have a board presence that doesn't do anything to us, and it just a 5/5. We played a 5/5 for 5. We're gonna turn it into a 1/1 probably, but all right, yeah, it might die here. Really, we're just trying to yeah, we're just trying to keep as much life as we can. I'll take 3 damage there, no problem. Our opponent is taking so much fucking damage. I don't quite know why they're doing that, but they're I mean, we're almost winning here just on, like, we're gonna do this. Okay, so our opponent needs to play a card that kills our Time Thief Reform in our hand, or pulls it out. I don't think they're going to have that card. They got 4 cards now to do it. That's not 1. Okay. That could be something, but I don't think it is. They're going to do 5 damage to us. They have 2 mana and 2 cards. Can they... Is one of these cards... No, it's not. One of these cards is not Rat, which would have been a 50-50 to mess with us. It's not Rat, so... We do it. All right, we have a winning record in Hearthstone tonight. I have 5 wins and 4 losses, which I will take as a victory. I like to call that a big old victory on my part. That's good. Okay, what's gonna happen, Pat? Well, we're gonna say goodbye to Hearthstone. So, what is going to happen now is that I am going to, I personally am going to go get something to eat, but I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm not going to leave you here being like, oh, Pat, you're just going to go on pause and go get some food and can come back. Like, no, I'm going to leave you with something. Don't worry about it. Let's see. I have some old gaming stuff that we can put on here. While I go up and get something to eat and come back, and I'll eat while we watch some of this stuff. I'm going to turn this mic like this. If while I'm gone, you want to gift some subs to the community, you could do that. But we'll have some stuff here to watch. Let's see. Let's look at, while I go and get some food here, the Konami E3 2004 Master B-roll tape. Let's get that going. I'm going to go to this screen here. Konami, I'll make sure it works before I walk away, but I'll go and get some food and give you some entertainment while I go and grab something here. There we go. Enjoy. Let me make sure the audio sounds good here. The audio is good. Okay. Enjoy. I'll be back. Grabbing my phone. I'll be back in like a minute with food for me to eat while we watch this stuff.
Living underground, it's a action, it's a shell of a town. Turtles count it all, by the code of the martial arts. Never fight unless someone else starts. Oh, we'll stick together no matter what. If all else fails, then it's time to kick back.
Hell yeah. Alright, I got some food. Okay. Hell yeah, Silent Hill for the room. I think they'll keep making these. Real fucked up.
Long time no see, Jake.
Hell yeah. You gotta remember, 2004 is still the 90s. In many ways. The late 90s is basically the early 2000s. I feel like showing real footage from a movie is like a disservice to your game. I don't know. I think that's a mistake. Now this shit, this is a bad video game, but it fucking rolls. You know what I mean? This isn't a good time, but it's awesome. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fuck yeah. Tap 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 down bounce bounce. Hell yeah! Show how it's going. With your PlayStation camera, you're in the game. Oh. Perfect.
Oh, can't you see you belong to me?
They're cowards for not having people singing from the dev team singing. Cowards.
If I could buy my reasoning, I'd pay to lose.
Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are.
Oh, this tune's pretty good. Solar Boy Yango. Or Django. This little tune is so good. That's awesome. That song was just like, hell yeah. Tape cuts off. Thank you, Danny and the team for the No Clip team for having that there. Yeah, thank you. Footage preserved by No Clip. Thank you, No Clip, for that excellent bit of song or music there. I appreciate you. God, that tune was jaunty. Did this one come out here? I mean, Lastbrook, it made it to the E3, Konami E3 B-roll. They might have canceled it eventually, but yeah, I don't know. So my overall thoughts on that are, when people say Konami used to make video games, they are not talking about anything at that E3 2004 B-roll, except maybe DDR. And Silent Hill, they're talking about Silent Hill, but they're not talking about anything else that was in there. That when they say Konami used to make video games, they used to be a company that made games. You could get games from Konami. They're not talking about that shit, I don't think. But that jaunty song, that was a great way to end that video. If you're wondering, I'll give you a sneak peek here, or preview. You can get a head of game early access before I post about it on Blue Sky. I had mashed potatoes and turkey and gravy and corn. The turkey and the corn were leftovers that were in the freezer, and I made the mashed potatoes this morning to have with and did up the corn, and then just microwaved everything together in a bowl. It's like the KFC bowl, but it's turkey instead of chicken. And they don't put cheese. I didn't put cheese on top, which is still weird. I think it's weird to do that, to have the cheese in the gravy. But it is a sadness bowl, as Patton Oswalt once said. But that was good. That was a good hearty little dinner. I'll eat more after the stream. But I need something. I needed something, folks. while we're in the karaoke zone, we're not doing karaoke, but that's what the zone is. I call this scene in OBS karaoke because I like it full screen on my monitor, and then it comes on there. It's like I got a wall-mounted TV, but it's a Samsung with a base that I wall-mounted for some reason because I didn't find a good version of this that doesn't have the little base at the end of it, which is annoying, but true. This has a little base there, and I don't love that. But while we're in this zone, I've got some other stuff I can show you here, some other videos. Let's look at this 1990s. From the year 1990, a Super Famicom commercial. It's very bad quality, but here it is.
Konnichiwa, konnichiwa, Super Famicom. Konnichiwa, 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 Mario no sumi kara.
Oh no. It's Bowser. Run, Mario. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa, Super Famicom. It's just good lyrics. I love that ad. Here's an ad for the TurboGrafx 16.
Are you one of us? 16-bit graphics, or one of them, 8-bit? Us. CD game sound. Them, not. Us. Them. Us. Turbo Express Portable. Buy TurboGrafx 16 now and get one of 38 selected games free.
Offer not available in Canada. Us, them. Us, them. It's like, it's one of those things that's really funny because it's like, that's probably a pretty effective ad. But then you remember, oh no, this is the TurboGrafx 16. That's not an effective ad. That didn't do shit. This is like a collection of Street Fighter 2 Turbo commercials that someone collected to air on U.S. television. I don't understand the context.
It's not just a hit here in the U.S., but an international one. In fact, we got 2 Turbo TV ads from Japan just for you. Check it out.
I don't know who that is and what this was from. $70 video games, that'll never fly. It's pretty much the same kind of commercial, they just swapped. Capcom. So that's it. It was just 2 Japan commercials for Street Fighter 2 Turbo that for some reason this fucking dude was showing. I don't know this dude, but this dude on some kind of program where they filmed this in front of an arcade was like, hey, we got these commercials all the way from Japan. Now, to be fair, we did watch them. And I also, sometimes when I got fan subs of animation, that fan sub would have commercials included because they would have been, taken off TV. And so sometimes you did get Japanese commercials. And it's like, okay, yeah, sponsors. It's like, yeah, hell yeah. I do want to hear a U.S. Tony the Tiger commercial where he says they're great, but it's been dubbed in Japanese. Yeah, I fucking want to see that. So I get it. Also, those commercials are cool looking. That's just neat. Sometimes they're just cool looking. Let's see. What else we got here? I got one more thing to show in this block. Let's look at a little bit about a little video game. This is a promo tape for The Indigo Prophecy. Trailer and game footage.
Rated M.
This also comes courtesy of NoClip. Oh. You also may know this game as the 2005's Fahrenheit. I'm gonna turn this down a hair. It's very loud in my headphones. Lester says, "Oh, I'm good." No. I mean, I think this is awesome because this does not make me want to play this video game. Like, this is all this is supposed to do is be like, hey, check this shit out. And I look at it and go, nah, this shit probably sucks. This is probably a fucking mess. And it is. Come on. What are we doing here? Oh, cool. What? Like, no, what are we doing here? Indigo Prophecy. Also known as Fahrenheit. September 2005. Probably not narrowing it down, but this is the racist one, right? So, it's not the racist one. It is a racist one. We'll say that.
Things are never quite what they seem.
When people talk about Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, they do give it a lot of benefit of the doubt of it being ambitious for a 2005 video game, which is maybe fair, maybe not fair.
Soap commercials, politics,
like, the idea at the time was, by people who wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, is, well, it can't, it's too ahead of its time.
My story is the one where an ordinary guy has something extraordinary happen to him.
But it's a cage game, so it's still gonna have a lot of racism built into it. But yeah, you'll look at this and go, oh, this is it. This is ambitious. This is like this has something to say, and it's just the technology is limited, and it's not doing what it could have been. And then you get to see other David Cage games, and you go, oh no, the tech got better, but the tech wasn't the limitation. The fact that you can see them in the mirror is pretty good, but that's the most I'll give this.
What have I done?
Can you tell me where you were on the night of January 26th?
Restaurant.
I don't get out much, so I guess I was probably at my place.
It's in the air.
Damn, the police. They already found me. I'll spend the rest of my days rotting in prison, and I'll never find out what really happened. No, it's not gonna happen like that.
Oh god, yeah, there's the gameplay.
Stop or I'll shoot. Don't move, asshole.
Fails. I mean, I'll give them credit for that. They did show you failing it. So that's something.
Were there any prints?
Just those of the victims. No prints from Kane, if that's what you're wondering.
Thanks, Garrett.
Walk, 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 walk. Why was that in this? You also play a lady. No idea if you failed that or not. Great. Get ready. Get ready. This shit. Great. Yes, revolutionary indeed, Lysandra's. Yeah. Very few video games have such a level of, oh, we're cooking, when they were very much not fucking cooking. Like, it is honestly pretty remarkable how much they thought they were fucking going for it when they were not going for it at all. But yeah. Look, sometimes you just gotta look at something and go like, wow, a lot of people put a lot of effort into that, and it was bad. Sucks to suck. You know, people worked hard on that. And, yeah. It is remembered as not the worst David Cage game. The end. All right, so, hey, I'm going to mention this. We'll mention it right now. Currently, we are at 43 subscribers. The goal here is, of course, to get to 90, where I will drink Dr. Pilk, which is 50% Dr. Pepper. In a glass like this, glass like this, 50% of that will be milk, and 50% of that will be Dr. Pepper. Should stress, I do not like Dr. Pepper, and I'm okay with milk. But the combined would be bad. And I've mentioned this at the top. The last one we had, Monster Energy drink and milk, that tasted awful. It had like a film almost when the two interacted. I have not done root milk, root beer and milk. I think I might like that enough. I do like Mountain Dew and milk, Mountain Dilk. I thought that wasn't bad. Yeah, not liking Dr. Pepper is the issue there. Yeah, so like saying this, that was me upping the game, right? Like, once I discovered I liked one of these, I had to start making sure that the mixer, like, was bad tasting, right? To me. Again, to me. You can like Dr. Pepper, but I don't like Dr. Pepper. So Dr. Pepper with milk, that's bad. As it is, I have a 20-ounce Dr. Pepper that I'm going to drink, like, by pouring some of it into a glass with other soda. I'm going to do that. But yeah, Mountain Dew, turns out I like Mountain Dew and milk. I think root beer, root milk, I do think that root milk will just be like the end of a root beer float, because that's kind of what Pilk is, Pepsi milk. That kind of felt like the end of a Coke float. So, or a Pepsi float. But yeah, and then Monster Milk was awful. Those two things did not want to go together. I also am not a big energy drink fan myself. So, the fun thing about that one was that I hit it, like it jumped to the goal. So that time, which was the birthday subathon, I drank that and then did karaoke and also did a bunch of wrestling promos, because that time I was doing my renditions of some wrestling promos. Singing directly after drinking that was a bad combo. It was good for the energy. Also, by that point, my voice was shot, which is why I put karaoke higher on this. Hey, I'm going to say this right now. We're probably not getting to it, right? Like, it's unrealistic to think that we are getting to our goal. Our next goal. We hit 43. We built a fun little Lego set. I looked at some silly cards. That was fun. If people want to give some subs or subscribe themselves, you certainly could. Get us to the 50, which will have me build a Rowlet. We could do that. Otherwise, that Rowlet I'll just build in the future. I do have the Fallout 4 stuff. Like, I guess I'll do a Tuesday stream of the Fallout 4 stuff at some point. Probably. I guess I'll add some other songs and do karaoke. Or maybe I'll do maybe I'll do a these didn't hit the goal stream where because like the Fallout 4 stuff is not 2 hours and the karaoke is not 2 hours. The Joshi stuff is in the future. I'm just going to save those two matches. We'll look at those later. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll do a stream this month of the shit that didn't get done in there. I'll do like an hour of karaoke or some amount of karaoke and then Fallout 4 after that. Maybe. I'll say this. I'll just say this. I did have 5 songs prepared. And they're all my favorite karaoke songs, one of which I've only done in karaoke live once because it's a late addition to my list of stuff that I like to sing, because it was a challenge. I got challenged to sing it. And I won't spoil what it is, but I said there was in amongst the 5 songs, there is a They Might Be Giant song. There is a ska song. I already said that. And there are 2 songs that are not in my range at all, and I have no business singing them. And so maybe in the future I will. But Yeah, I think that's going to do it for our evening activities here. We went over 3 hours, which is nice. Almost 3.5 hours, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'll take it. We are going to raid. A lot of you came in from a raid, and we are going to continue that by going and hanging out with somebody who's doing some cool stuff. We want to keep the party going. Because we were lucky enough to have the raid today, so we want to push on through. Let's see. Who is streaming? Ra is streaming. Oh, that's awesome. We're going to go raid Ra. Vectroid. Friend of this stream. Friend of the Jeff Gerstmann show. Ra is playing a game called Berry. And the second Berry is Bury. I don't know what that is. Rara rules. Always a lot of love for Vectroid. I'm glad that Rara is streaming again. Took a long hiatus, but is back doing her thing. So feel free to come along on this raid. I hope you do. No stream tomorrow because of today's activities. I took tomorrow off, but I will be back. On Monday to finish up a model kit I'm working on and to start something new. And I hope you'll join me for that on Monday. I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. I'm going to go eat a little bit more, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.